All right. Looks like we are live now. So yeah. Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome to Let's Chat Live episode 135. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and let's see who's waiting to chat to me in the voice chat, shall we? So I'm gonna open it up now. And waiting for me is Ozzy and Blaze. Let's go and say hello to them both, shall we? Hey guys.
Oh, hey Luke.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good.
That's great to hear. No sign of Shadow.
Oh, yeah, he said he's gonna be a little.
Yeah, no rush. He can come whenever he wants to, just like every other guest, of course. So,
Indeed.
so how have you guys' week's been since last week?
Doing good.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, doing fine.
That's nice to hear, Blaze.
Yeah, today I watched Ed Wood.
Oh yeah, Tim Burton film. Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, really good.
I find it pretty funny how it's about a director who, of course, made films that weren't well received. Yeah, so you basically had to purposefully film yourself making a bad film, really, in that.
Yeah.
I imagine it's hard to do, to act like you're making a bad film. Must be hard to do. Especially when you're people like Johnny Depp in film, who, of course, is a great actor. Like, wow. So, and hello to Roxana, who's joined in the comments right now. So, see, Ed was definitely a good movie, yeah. In terms of what I watched this week, of course, I'm in preparation for next week's review for MCU. I rewatched Captain Marvel, and unfortunately, I still think it's trash to this day.
Yeah, that movie's still not good.
Although, folks, if you were to ask me, would I rather watch Battle Eternals, I'd rather watch Battle over Eternals, to be honest.
Blaze, what have you said?
It's probably one of those cursed images, isn't it?
Oh my god. It's in the No Mic chat.
I think I know this is because he's already shown me this before. I knew it. That's not even handsome at all. That's hideous.
Well, if you compare it to the original one, hold on a second.
I can imagine that's similar, isn't it? Just without my face on it. Oh god, what is that?
Right there.
Yeah, what is that from?
That's Squidward from SpongeBob.
Is that like an AI picture of him or something?
No, that's an actual art from the episode.
Oh wow. But yeah, one of me on looks hideous. I don't want to be Squidward either, for crying out loud. Otherwise,
I also did myself as well.
Yeah, I don't want to be Squidward in case I get accused of being Ebony Moore instead by mistake. Otherwise, I'll probably get people saying to me things like "get lost, Squidward" and all that stuff.
Yeah, that'll be a bad outcome.
Oh, hey Marie, how's it going? If you want to come and say hello to us, you're more than welcome to in the chat if you want to. You're more than welcome to join us. And Shadow's here. Hey, Shadow.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
No, it's fine. It's only 4 minutes in anyway, so yeah, no worries.
Yeah, if you're wondering why, I was rewatching Doctor No with my brother and my dad.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, good movie. It's worth watching.
Yeah. And then I had to go shopping with my brother.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, no worries. Iron Rear, that's really cool. Count Dooku.
So,
hey, my dog. Hey, my dog. How's it going? What you missed, Shadow? Ozzy was just telling us that he's seen Ed Wood today. A Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Hey, Darth Prime, Bonsoir Venom Comics.
Yeah, I should see it soon someday.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Yeah, and I think either tomorrow or Monday I'm going to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah, good. That's a good movie. That.
And also I'm watching it, watching on the anniversary as well.
Oh, nice.
Good plan, guys. And as well, when it comes to gaming territory, though, I have some pretty bad news when it comes to Lego The Hobbit, guys, because this week I was able to get 100% completion on it, and it took a lot of time to do it. I spent literally a whole day playing it and all, dedication for you. And guess what, guys? No trophy popped up when I got 100% completion for some reason.
That's weird. That sucks.
Hey, Maria.
Maria's here.
The wonderful Maria's joined us.
Hello.
Hey, Maria. Nice to have you here.
Hey, what's up?
Nice.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you, Maria. Yeah. So you said in the chat you're working on Count Dooku. Is that one of your woolly dolls that you make?
Yes,
Crochet dolls, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm working on him. He's been commissioned, but he's been commissioned for months. So it's like I want to finish him now, so I can send him on his way.
Well, yeah, hope you get there. Yeah, nice one.
You'll be seeing if I get to finish it. Like I'm literally like hand sewing right now the cape, which is the last piece that I need to do.
Very nice.
And
Nice one.
And yeah, hopefully I'll finish and be doing a few like short videos and posting them online. So
very nice. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing more. Yeah. Hey, Rex. So yeah.
So what's up with you guys?
I was just complaining right now, Maria, about how again I was playing denied me its platinum trophy for some reason, and I was Lego The Hobbit. It let me down.
Ouch! Why?
I have no idea why at all, because I got 100% completion, but no trophy came up for it. I'm supposed to be gold trophy for it, but yeah, it didn't show up.
That is weird. That is really weird.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Why? Because I got other trophies on that same day for doing more progress and all that, like collectibles and all that, but not that trophy.
Well, I mean, it could be a glitch.
I think it is a glitch, actually. It's the first time that's happened for me when it comes to playing a game, and no trophies appeared for it.
But when it comes to finishing off a game, I was able to 100% complete and platinum Lego Monster Heroes.
Oh well, nice one, Shadow. And how
which this week
and how was your experience with Lego Marvel and Shadow?
Man, that's just revisiting my childhood. I love that.
Yeah, nostalgia, isn't it, for you? Yeah. Hey, Joseph. And Ozzy, you were saying?
Yeah, speaking of finishing games, this week I finished replaying South Park and the Stick of Truth.
Yeah, I know. It's very nice.
Yep. I need to play that game. I need to play it.
It is really funny to play through.
I can imagine. Yeah, South Park is a very funny show.
I mean, it is free with Plus for me, so I don't have to pay for it.
Lucky. And so after that, guys, I've then started, of course, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, the next one in the Lego games to release, for licensed games, and yeah.
Yeah, should have been called Lego Justice League.
Yeah, for sure. I think it would have been a much better title, and Ozzy, I can see what you mean when you say the levels drag on a bit, especially the third level space suits you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The first time I played that game, I actually almost fell asleep playing through that level.
Really? Wow. I can understand why. I mean, I think it would have been better if they split up into two parts, to be honest. 2 levels separate, really.
Well, they could have also just shortened it.
Either that or split it up, really, I guess.
Yeah, plus another level that drags on for too long, I think, is on Brainiac's ship.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. I did have a level where you go through all the areas of Europe, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but even that one drags on a little bit.
Well, I played for it quick because I just played as Superman and used my heat vision on everything. That made me go for it faster. If you guys want advice now to go for a game fast, destroy anything, just play as Superman and fly in the air and use your heat vision. That's what I do.
All right.
Well, I'll try that again on my third playthrough.
Do, yeah. It'll probably do you good. Same with other games where you can fly as a character and use a laser. It's also what I did with a Lego Movie 1 as well, when it comes to free play and all that too.
But when it comes to the things that I've seen this week, I finally managed to see Evil Dead.
Yeah, you took your time, didn't you? And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna take even more time with the sequel.
Were you in for
Because I just want to build up my hype.
Fair enough. I suppose that's a good idea to get looking forward to things.
Yeah. But I think hands down the worst thing I've seen this week is Octopus.
Oh god, yeah, I can imagine. That's in my opinion the worst of the canon Bond films which are official.
Like, oh my god, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. I think the scene where Bond dressed was a clown was dumb as hell too.
Wait, what?
I actually laughed out. I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah, Ozzy, I'm not joking. Yeah, there's actually a scene in the film where Bond dressed up as a clown for some reason, and it's dumb.
So he's the Joker all of a sudden?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, they call him the Boker.
Boker, good one.
Also, literally no one took him seriously either. Even after he warned them about a bomb.
Oh my god.
Well, what do you expect when you dress as a clown?
Okay,
But
nice.
honestly though, at that scene when they dressed up like a clown, I actually laughed out loud. Not because it was funny, but because
wait. He actually dressed up as a clown?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my gosh. I thought you guys were jesting. I was like, oh no, it's just a clown.
No,
no.
it's real. It's real. It is real.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's just like an insult to the legacy.
Yeah, I think it is.
God, I just searched it up. It's awful. What did I just look at?
And also,
That's so sad.
it's even worse because Bond isn't even the first 00 agent to actually dress up like one either. Because I think 006 dressed up like one too early on in the movie.
Yeah, but he's not 007, man.
Nope, he's not. But he got killed.
So what is it? A comedy movie now?
Yeah.
I mean, I laughed out loud.
I guess you guys could say that the film of course being bad is not a tragedy; it's a comedy.
Yep.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
Life is nothing but a comedy.
And of course, I think the movie's also boring as hell too. Really boring.
Blaze, if you're wondering, we're talking about the James Bond movie called Octopus.
You probably can't talk now because he's on mute, isn't he? And if you're wondering, Blaze, that's a nickname for it because, in my opinion, the title for it is very inappropriate and disgusting.
Yeah, that's why we can't say the full name on.
Yeah, we can't say it aloud.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. It's horrible. Yeah, indeed, Blaze. Indeed.
I mean, so far, I would say that's the second worst Bond movie I've seen behind You Know What.
Yeah, Piscino Royale, as I call it.
Well,
skipping.
It is going to change once I've seen Never Say Never Again.
Oh, good lord, that's my second worst. Yeah, it's a complete waste of time, that movie. Really is.
But I'm prepared because I'm going to be watching a great movie after that.
Well, that's cool.
Which is?
I won't say just yet, but it's an Oscar winner.
Okay. Well, I just got somebody, like, one of my university friends to actually watch the Justice League, the Snyder Cut last week.
Very nice.
Because she's like, oh, let's watch a Marvel movie. I'm like, no, watch this movie. But it's 4 hours. Like, who cares? Yeah.
Well, you know, those 4 hours do fly by fast.
Yeah, she didn't even notice it.
Yeah, exactly. Like every time I see it, it just feels like 2 hours.
It's just a great movie.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very fast paced.
Just because films can have big runtime doesn't mean they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, just look at Endgame. That one is 3 hours and it feels less than that.
Indeed.
I guess also the extended cut of Return of the King.
Oh yes.
Oh well.
I mean that's longer than a Snyder Cut, guys. 4 hours and 23 minutes.
I mean, yeah, you just get drawn into it and you lose track of time. You lose track of time.
Exactly.
That's
That's the whole point of
that
films.
movie right there. That's the longest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I think I'd have to go with that too.
I can't get enough of that movie. Like both movies,
No.
like the Justice League and Lord of the Rings. Yeah, they're gems.
Yeah.
Absolute gem.
Timeless too.
Timeless. Yeah.
You could literally release them in this decade and it wouldn't feel old at all.
Mm-mm. They'd probably do well in the theater.
Really well.
They probably would.
So guys, I'm going to a Comic-Con next at the end of the month. It's gonna be great.
Ooh, very
I
nice.
just got tickets. Yeah.
And do you know who?
So,
Are you going to be meeting anyone, Maria?
so there's gonna be. It's just that the tickets I bought already. I got an ultra pack because a friend of mine said you got to buy this pack. It's like it has the goodie bag, the 4 days, etc., and photo op guaranteed if I want it. Kind of like an investment because I want to take like all my dolls and my stuff there. So she's like, yeah, go for it. So I did, but afterwards, like the photo ops for people are just so expensive. So who's gonna be there? Hayden Christensen's gonna be there.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Hayden Christensen's gonna be there. Charlie Cox is gonna be there.
Ooh,
Daredevil.
very nice.
Yep, Daredevil. Zachary Levi's gonna be there.
Ooh.
Yes. Hayden Gates McFadden, Dr. Beverly Crusher is gonna be there. Millie Brown is gonna be there. I'm not really excited for her. Yeah. She's
Very
gonna be
nice.
there. Christina Ricci, if you guys know who she is.
I do, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
she's gonna be there. Let's see, the voice of Optimus Prime is gonna be
Oh
there.
wow, I'm jealous. That's my favorite voice actor.
The voice of Ahsoka Tano is gonna be there. I can't remember her name. Ashley.
Eckstein.
Yep, she's gonna be there also.
Oh,
Also the voices of Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi from Rebels and from Clone Wars.
Matt Lancer and James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah, big names. Big names, so.
Well,
I'm really excited about it.
well, I hope you have fun, Maria, and if you get any pictures, be sure to share them as well. You know, the actors, if you have pictures with them and all that.
I don't know if I'm gone or something, but...
I was saying, but if you meet these actors and you get pictures with them, then be sure to share them. Because, yeah, I'm very happy that you're meeting these people.
Well, let's see what happens, I'm like here for I think it was for a photo op with Hayden Christensen. It's almost $200.
Oh, that's
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, so that's a whole lot. It's like, I don't think I have that kind of money. Now, I do know that the VIP packs that came out, they sold out in a week, and those are $600 each.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was like, people are like really going wild. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be live streaming that thing.
Oh wow.
Like the days that I go. So on my Instagram account. So if you guys gonna check that out.
Yeah, sure. I'll try and tune in if I can. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll see if I can join. See if I can join them if I have time.
Great.
So yeah, it was disappointing, guys. How I was denied my platinum for Lego Hobbit. So let's just pretend that I did get it because I think I rightfully deserved it, right?
Yeah, you did. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty much You
Earned it.
you used all that. You used all that time, and that's what you get.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I spent a whole day finishing off collectibles in Middle Earth and all that. And doing any of those, like, random trophies, you know, that you don't get through progress and all that. Like, for example, turning Bjorn into his bear form, which is a trophy, for example. I did all of those, but I got nothing.
Uh,
And if you guys are wondering,
Very-
and if you guys are wondering how I wrapped up the progressions 100%, well, I actually did it by unlocking a specific character. And if you guys didn't see the video game chat, then that character I unlocked last was old Bilbo Baggins.
you know, when I get around playing The Hobbit, I think I should want to do the same.
Yeah, I might as well try doing the same too.
If you guys are wondering where he is, he's in the Grey Havens area near Hobbiton, which is actually
Makes sense.
which is actually fitting because that's where he would eventually leave Middle Earth at the age of 131. I think it is, yeah, that he turned when he left. Yeah, 131, the oldest hobbit to ever live. So yeah, I did that mainly as a tribute to Ian Holm as well, guys. A tribute to him, rest in peace.
Yeah, may for rest in peace.
On a more positive note though, guys, after I was denied that platinum, I then managed to play more of Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7 on Vita, and I was able to platinum it, thankfully. So while I was denied, while I was denied one platinum, I got another, thankfully.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, and that game is really good on the Vita, guys. It's a lot of fun. And it's also easy to 100% as well, thankfully, too, which is good.
Is it easy?
Well, I'd say so from experience.
Okay.
I mean, I was able to unlock all the characters, but the version I played was the DS version. They're practically the same, but I was able to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, DS is similar to a Vita, isn't it? Based on a comparison video I've seen. The only difference, of course, is no trophies and anything like that. And of course, the visuals aren't as good as the Vita version. I guess due to limitation in technology, of course.
Yeah, I kind of wish. The more I look back at it, I kind of wish I got the 3DS version.
Oh, I can hear music. Oh.
Yeah, it sounds like a phone ringtone in the background.
I think it was coming from Maria's end because her icon was green when it went off.
Yeah, I think it was her.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not my phone because I'm talking to you guys on it. And second, my ringtone isn't even right. It's Imperial March.
My ringtone is just the default Apple one.
So, yeah, I think the 3DS version is probably the same as Vita, isn't it, Ozzy? Just, you know, obviously, of course, 2 screens, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, what's a bottom screen even do, you know? Because I assume a top screen, of course, is the game itself. But what's a bottom screen supposed to be? Is it spell selection or something?
That and also swapping characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think for the longest time I've always played, like, back before they stopped supporting the 3DS, I always got Lego games on there because of the bottom screen being more, I guess, access to more stuff.
What was the last Lego game we did for the 3DS?
It was Force Awakens.
Oh, of course. And speaking of that, guys, I actually started playing it yesterday evening after I made a voice comparison with the Batmite from DC. And I gotta say that the Vita version is, you know, surprisingly decent for a portable game, even though it's based on a bad film, of course.
Yeah, overrated movie.
I don't know why it gets positive reviews or why it's the highest grossing Star Wars movie of all time, one of the highest grossing films of all time in general. I don't like it. And so yeah, and yeah, Wikipedia confirms it was the last one to be released for 3DS alongside PlayStation Vita and Wii U and Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 as well.
Yeah, I only played the Wii U and Xbox One version of Force Awakens, like on main consoles, what I meant.
Yeah, before I got my PS4 version and my PS Vita version, I played on Xbox 100% completed it.
What's weird about the PlayStation version is that they have exclusive DLC of the droids, like Grievous and the battle droids, and the
Yeah.
other consoles don't.
Yeah, I wonder why they did it only for PlayStation and not for other consoles. I mean, they also did like a level part 2 called a Phantom Limb as well, where you play as 3PO and it shows how he lost his arm.
Well, I mean that level itself is better than the movie.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, I think the game overall is better than the movie it's based on.
I feel like the red arm on 3PO was kind of pointless.
I mean, look, he got his gold arm at the end anyway, didn't he?
Yeah.
And when it comes, of course, to the game, as you guys may have also guessed, my favourite level in the game is the Battle of Endor opening, of course.
Yeah, the very first level.
And it was that level that made me wish I would get, you know, a full-on remaster of the classic Star Wars movies, and I got my wish with Lego Skywalker Saga, of course.
Yeah.
Only, of course, that's unfortunately the Trashology is part of it, sadly.
Sadly.
Although I will say that it does handle, of course, I do personally prefer Lego Force Awakens over its film, also because of the humour too, in my opinion, because the humour in Lego Force Awakens is actually funny compared to the attempts of humour in the movie itself. The attempts of it, I say.
Yeah, because
Honestly, that's a bit sad. That is a bit sad.
it literally tries too much to be like a Marvel movie when it's not supposed to be with its humor.
Yeah, I think the sequel Trashology was literally ripping off Marvel, pretty much, with its attempts at humour. Like,
So basically,
it's not really good, is it?
Disney was literally just ripping off themselves.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because they have no ideas of their own.
Marvel humour should stay in Marvel. It shouldn't be used in other franchises.
So is anybody excited for the Ahsoka Tano show coming up?
No, I'm not watching it.
No?
No. I stopped watching Star Wars last year, Maria, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
You know, Maria, if actually we're gonna watch it, I would only do that for Ray Stevenson. May rest in peace.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll probably
Okay.
post clips of his character on YouTube. I'll probably see roles and see his character in that.
But then again, though, I'm not watching it.
I think I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, I'm just tired of going in with a negative mentality. It's like, okay, well, you know what?
Yeah, well, you can find what Stars have done recently for that.
Like, I just want to be entertained. That's all. I'm like tired. And I can understand people are going, can understand that position, but this time around, let's see.
I mean, if you want to watch some of those good, Maria, I'd recommend, like older Star Wars stuff instead.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, they're always going to be great.
Yeah, but they're always going to be timeless.
Yeah. I mean, we are lucky that we did get those at the beginning.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars is probably an example of a franchise for me in which for also is better than the new stuff for the most part. I say for the most part because I love Rogue One, for example.
Oh yeah, I love Rogue One.
I mean, back in May, I literally binge watched the Star Wars movies again.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and also in May I only rewatched the prequels because they deserve all the love they can get.
In my opinion, they're the most underrated films of all time.
Agreed.
Yeah, because nowadays I just make it a yearly tradition. Like every May the 4th, I rewatch the Star Wars movies.
Well, that's actually a good tactic, and I see Daniel's here. Hey, Daniel.
Hey guys, I unfortunately won't be here for the next 2 hours. I got invited with some friends to go see the movie that's based off a chapter of Bram Stoker's Dracula. But I just want to really quickly say, I hope you guys are having fun, and I look forward to talking to you guys on the.
Well, hope you have a good time, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, please tell us how the mirror is.
Oh yeah.
Wait, say that again, Shadow. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, please be sure to tell us how the mirror, the last voyage of the Demeter was like for you.
Yeah, I'll just let you guys know what it is. I'm not expecting it, especially since it's not from Francis Ford Coppola. I'm not expecting it to be phenomenal, but I'm hoping to have a good time at least.
Well, I hope you
I
do.
mean, like, I already know what's going to happen. I already know from watching the old movies from watching movies like Bram Stoker's Dracula and Nosferatu. I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't everything.
I kind of do feel that this movie is pointless.
Anyway, wish me luck, guys. I'll see you guys in about
Good luck.
less than 2 hours.
I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Take care. Oh, he's gone. So guys, we are half an hour into stream, so you guys are probably wondering what did I get this week, aren't you?
Yep. Well, what did you get?
If we're talking about unboxings, guys, I unboxed, of course, my figure of Two-Face from Madonna, which I got last week, and if I turn him around, yeah, there he is. His burn on him and all that.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most impressive McFarlane Toys figures ever, with the detail on his burn marks and all that. Very impressive. The only downside is, guys, it doesn't come with any guns.
What?
Yeah.
However,
That's not
guys,
fun.
on his left handle, he does have a coin stuck to it or welded onto it, so you can do his flip of a coin move. But yeah, it doesn't come with a loose coin, probably so you don't lose it, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually a smart move.
Yeah, I give them credit for that.
And if you guys are wondering how Bane's going, because of course this figure 2S came with Bane's torso for a building, of course. He's a work in progress, and here he is so far, just missing his arms. In my opinion, this is unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
Yeah, no. Could have
Like, I mean, look.
done a different buildable.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, right? He's pretty much almost the same height as Two-Face, so why is he a buildable figure? Like, if he was massive, like in the comics, I'd understand, but he's not. He's the size of a human.
I mean, look, who would you pick instead?
Well, there isn't a big character,
builder.
really, is there, in the Dark Trilogy, is there, really? Who's like, the size Bane is in the comics, right? So I don't think it was necessary, to be honest, to do it at all. They should have just released Bane as a separate figure. And also, guys, I've not seen any figures for, like, Catwoman or Ra's al Ghul either, sadly. Which I think is a missed opportunity, because I'd love to see have figures of those versions of the characters. I mean, so far, guys, the only figures of those characters I have is based on Arkham City's versions of them. And then, guys, today I got a figure and a video game. And, Patrick's here. Hey, Patrick.
Oh, hey, Patrick. Hey,
Nice to see you here, Patrick. So this figure I got, guys, is actually for an enemy of Batman Beyond, actually. So,
Really?
yeah, can you guess who this character is, guys? It's an enemy of Batman Beyond. And also, guys, if you guys play Lego Batman 3, he's one of the DLC characters in the Batman Beyond DLC pack.
Oh, man.
That show was good.
Yeah, it is. I saw that and I absolutely loved it. Phenomenal show.
God, you just made me walk like.
If you are one,
years ago.
if you're wondering, Marie, of course, the show that it's based on, Batman animated series, is my favorite show of all time. Actually, I love Batman animated series.
It's amazing.
Masterpiece. So can you guys guess who this character is from Batman Beyond? It's not Joker, no, Reverse Prime.
Let's see here.
But he is in Lego Batman 3 as a DLC character, though. So you take a guess, guys. Go for it. So think of the villains from it. Hey, Liv and Declan. Nice to you guys.
Is it the character called Blight?
Yeah, it is Blight. Well done, Blight.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like Blight. He was a good villain in Batman Beyond. And then, guys, now last night I had a conversation with Blaze about Lego games, and I asked him, what Lego games have Xbox achievements but not PlayStation trophies, and he told me there's 3 of them that don't have trophies but do have Xbox achievements, and I got one of them today actually for Xbox 360. So can you guys take a guess at which one that is?
I have no idea.
Got me.
So
just pick a Lego game, guys. It's on Xbox 360.
backwards compatible?
Yeah, it's backwards compatible. Yeah.
Let me think. Well, when was it?
Well, it's one of the older ones, Ozzy.
Lego Star Wars 2.
No, sadly.
Lego Star Wars 3.
No. No, that's on
Lego
PlayStation.
Star Wars 4.
Wait, what? Sorry, what, Maria?
No, I'm just messing around. Don't worry.
And
I have no idea.
I'll be getting Lego Star Wars 3
Zero.
on PS3 when I get a PS3 because that has trophies.
Lego Lord of the Rings.
No, that has trophies. It's a game that doesn't have trophies, guys. But it has
Lego
Xbox.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, that has trophies too, doesn't it? On PS3, that is, not Vita, of course, because that was a PSP game, wasn't it?
Is it Lego Star Wars: Complete Saga?
No.
Wait, I just said that.
I have no idea. So.
Lego Indiana Jones.
Yes, it's Lego Indiana Jones 1.
Oh man,
Weird, it took us forever to get right.
Yeah. 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 And it's a game, of course. And if you guys haven't played this, of course, it's the game which, of course, is based on a timeless trilogy.
It's also my second favorite Lego game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is for sure a Lego game that should not have had a sequel.
Yeah, because if you guys are wondering, you know, I'm not a fan of Lego Indiana Jones 2. Not a fan of it.
Honestly, to be honest, it's crap.
Yeah. I mean, one of the other things sucks in its shadow is probably the co-op mode, in my opinion, because I used to play it with my brother on Xbox 360, and the co-op sucks because I couldn't see a thing due to, you know, the two cameras and all that. I couldn't see a thing.
I absolutely hated that.
Yeah, I couldn't see a thing.
And also how they completely skip the temple scene in Raiders.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like a mini game, isn't it? When you can go to the island, isn't it? For some reason, didn't like that.
And the driving sections are awful.
And I also don't like how they have very repetitive missions which aren't different. Like our first game had lots of different missions, whereas this one was just repeats of like car missions and also boss fights against big creatures for some reason.
It's literally just a rinse and repeat game.
Yeah, rinse and repeat, and it's also done because, as far as I know, the characters in the films didn't have like big things to fight in Indiana Jones with, did they?
By the way, Lego Indiana Jones 2 is another example of where the portable version's better than the console version.
Is it really? I've not played the portable version. I've only played on Xbox 360.
I played Lego Indiana Jones 2 on the DS once, and based on what I remember, it literally just follows through Kingdom. It doesn't do any of those stupid driving missions.
Well, that's good. And also, I also noticed that it does actually have subtitles to the characters talking as well, which is interesting.
It does, but one thing that really disappoints me is the cutscenes.
I mean, are the cutscenes not good? Are they not good, Ozzy?
Yeah, because here's the thing: the opening cutscene and the closing cutscene are cinematic. The main game cutscenes are literally just books, pictures and books.
Really, that's a bit stupid. Why not just include a cutscene from the console version?
I have no idea.
Doesn't make any sense. And Ozzy, does it cover the first three films too? Ozzy, does it cover the first three films too?
Not really. It only has mini games of
seriously.
The first three.
Oh my god.
Except the mini games, on the other hand, are just mediocre.
Well, that sucks. I don't think I'll play it anytime soon, to be honest.
Hey, on an unrelated note, I'm kind of curious, who's the new person here?
New? Who do you mean new? Maria's been here for... Do you mean Maria, Patch? Because she's been here for a while.
Well, I can't recall ever having met her before.
Well, now's your chance to meet her then, I guess.
Now. Here's your chance now, Patrick.
Now you've met her.
How long have I been? I've been on these chats on and off for how long?
You've been here for a very long time, Maria, which is pretty amazing. So yeah.
I mean, I've been here for nearly 2 years.
I've been here, where she's also been here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marie, you joined me a couple of years ago, actually. You joined on August 21st, 2021, which is pretty cool. This August, it'll be 2 years since you joined me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'll be... Yeah, this September will be 2 years for me.
Yeah, pretty cool.
In this December, it will be 2 years since I joined you.
Very nice.
My
Hmm.
goodness. Dang,
How
what a
do
time
I
flies.
check how long it's been since I joined?
Well, all what,
you
what
can probably check the
No,
vote.
wait, I
I'll
just
show you.
found it.
Yeah, I'll show you, Patrick. So if I hover over your username on here on Discord, it says you've been here in my server since May 2020. Yep.
So I've
It's 3
been
years.
here for
3 years.
yeah, almost 3 years.
Mm.
Wow.
Oh no, wait, I have actually been here for 3 years because we are past that
Mhm.
month.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's great to have you here, Patrick, as always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to play favorites when it comes to my favorite Marvel and DC heroes. I'm not going to play favorites.
Yeah, because they're all equally great.
Yeah, I'm not going to play favorites. It's not going to be fair on the others who are great, is it? If I pick one as my favorite or second favorite or whatever.
But if I did have to pick one for each of them, it would be Spider-Man and Batman.
Yeah, Declan, I plan to get a PS3 hopefully soon, actually, when I've got more space. Because I'd love to play, you know, like PS3 exclusives and all that, and other, you know, all games. I play Xbox 360 withdrawals on PS3 as well.
Is there anything on X-Men?
X-Men?
Because I hear only, but yeah.
What
That's
about?
Marvel, isn't it?
It is part
Or is
of
it-
Marvel, yes. It's a Marvel team, yeah.
I mean, they're awesome.
Like X-Men games?
Do you
Is that
mean
what you're referring
wait,
to?
Maria, are you talking about X-Men video games?
Sorry. Yeah, or whatever. It's like.
Yeah, there's quite a few old
Exactly,
ones,
like
yes.
So, I always hear like people like Spider-Man, Batman, and you know, I love them. Spider-Man being one of my favorites. I think he's like probably one of the all-time favorites of many people. But I have a really soft spot for X-Men, especially Gambit, Rogue, and
Yeah, I love the
Beast.
X-Men.
Nightcrawler's another big favorite of mine.
Yeah, I like Nightcrawler as well.
And what about Wolverine?
I mean, he's cool, but
Of course he is,
not
yes,
as
he's
cool as the other
Wolverine.
ones.
And there's plenty of X-Men games as well, Maria, which is pretty cool on the old consoles too, which is pretty nice. And according to Blaze, the game is based on X-Men Origins Wolverine is apparently better than the movie it's based on. So yeah, that's definitely relieving for me.
Oh, it is.
And based on clips,
Okay, that's
and based on clips I've seen of the game, apparently it looks gory. So yeah, I suppose that's why it's a Wolverine Street, I guess, because he's not exactly he's not exactly a safe character to go around, is he? He's very brutal.
Which would pretty much explain the claws.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed.
The sharp for a reason, guys.
And there's going to be this Wolverine game that I'm pretty sure is going to be rated M.
Yeah, it should be rated M. I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't be rated M because you know Wolverine's not exactly a character, you know, who's M for little children, is he? Based on his claws, right?
Not really, and plus it's being developed by Insomniac, who I have my trust for.
Yeah, my favorite game company of all time. And they have my respect, of course, for listening to the fans, and also as well happy pay tributes to people who've died in their games, which I really appreciated them doing. I'll definitely need to get a PS5 though to play, you know, these upcoming games that they're making, but of course.
To be honest, I have an odd feeling by the time I get a PS5, it's literally going to be when the next PlayStation system comes out.
Yeah, probably going for me.
Yeah, just like with the PS4. I literally got my PS4 after the PS5 released.
Yeah, I mean, I of course got mine last October, so yeah. I guess you could say
And mine was last May.
I guess you could say I'm late to the party, guys.
Well, better late than never.
And of course, I made a good start because, I mean, if you want to count my PlayStation Vita trophies, I now have 11 Platinums, guys. However, though, it should be 12 because I should have got that trophy for Lego Hobby. I should have got it, truthfully. But no, they denied it for some reason. Even though 100% completed the game, I don't know why I didn't get a trophy. Because I literally did everything it asked me to do. Everything. I would have given the game a 9 out of 10. But because of that problem, it's now an 8.5 for me. And if you guys are wondering why I don't get a 10 out of 10, it's simply because they didn't include a third movie.
So it's not really a complete game.
Yeah, they should have waited until the third film had been out and released it a year after, actually.
Yeah, just release it in 2015 and no harm done.
Exactly. And I think if they waited, they could have probably made it a lot better and better by probably adding a lot more content in the open world to do as well, for example, as well. I mean, we could have probably added more locations to visit as well. It would have been great.
Yeah, like maybe, for example, Mordor would have been awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, the Land of Mordor, one of the scariest places ever. I gotta say, guys, but Mordor reminds me a lot of Mustafar from Star Wars a lot.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah. But apparently, guys, when it comes to upcoming Lego games, it looks like we're planning to making a new Lego Harry Potter game from the sound of things.
So technically, it's like a remake if you think about it.
Well,
I guess so.
Well, if they do make one, I do hope it's gonna be pretty much like Hogwarts Legacy.
That'd be
I
nice.
mean, at least something related to that.
Or I do hope it will be like Skywalker Saga.
It would also be really awesome if they got the cast of films who are still with us to reprise their roles.
Yeah, like the main trio.
Of course, yeah. I mean, if you can't get Daniel Radcliffe back as Harry Potter, guys, there is a voice actor for Harry I've heard in several games called Adam Sopp, and in my opinion, he can sound a lot like Daniel Radcliffe at times. I mean, have you guys heard his voice in Harry Potter?
Maybe in one of the games, maybe. Did he voice Harry in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 game?
Yes, he did.
Yep, then I've heard it.
And Ozzy, did you think it was Daniel Radcliffe when you first heard it?
Yeah, I literally thought that was him.
I wouldn't mind a recasting of the Harry Potter. Everybody will except Severus Snape, because Alan Rickman for me is like was such a great Severus. Is like I couldn't replace him, and Hagrid.
Yeah, I mean Maria, of course. Snape's my favorite Harry Potter character of all time.
Honestly, the only other person I could imagine as Snape, if they were to were reimagining with other actors, would probably be Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Patrick, Benedict has voiced Snape before, in like The Simpsons, for example.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So that means, Patrick, he could pull a voice from this game, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, to be fair.
I mean, if they really don't want to recast certain characters like Hagrid, they could just use archive audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they could.
And same could be said for Richard Harris.
Wait, what game are we talking about again?
We're talking about this new like Harry Potter game.
There's rumors being in development, Patrick. There's a chance it's been in development according to rumors.
Oh, okay.
If we're talking about Dumbledore, guys, if they can't get Michael Gambon back to voice Dumbledore, then there's probably some others who do good impressions of him out there, hopefully.
Yeah, I do hope so.
There are some from the games who voiced his version of Dumbledore, and I think they've done pretty good impressions of him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Oh, Maria left us. Huh. Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back.
My favourite Harry Potter game? That's tough, actually. I mean, is it too much to say the Lego games? Because I have lots of nostalgia with those two games, really, so far.
I mean, if you were to ask me what my favorite game in the Wizarding World is, I think I would say Hogwarts Legacy right now.
Well, I can see why. It looks like a wonderful game.
Yeah, I had to go with the same answer too.
So it's ironic how it's not even got Harry Potter in the title.
I will admit, in regards to Harry Potter, I'm not really too caught up, but I have noticed like the BehindTheVoiceActors.com page for like a new Harry Potter game called Magic Awakened.
Something I've heard of that.
And it actually has a pretty cool art style in my eyes, like a pretty cartoonish, like almost like a storybook-like art style, if you ask me. And it has some pretty interesting casting choices. It has J.B. Blanc as Hagrid.
Oh, wow.
It has Jason Spacek as I don't know how to say his name. Ollivander.
Oh yeah, Garrick Ollivander, John Hurt's character.
Yeah,
John Hurt.
McGonagall is voiced by, I don't know how to say her name, but the same actress who voices Maleficent in the Kingdom Hearts games.
That's pretty cool.
And
She's got that opportunity.
Dumbledore is voiced by Jeff Bergman.
Oh wow, yeah, I know him for his impressions of like Looney Tunes characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there aren't really many others here I'm familiar with.
And based on these pictures, actually, it looks like a cartoon. Is this like a mobile game or something?
Oh no, it says multi-platform.
Multi-platform. Oh wow.
Elvis Finch does appear on here too, but there isn't any credit for a voice actor yet.
Wait, what's the game called again?
Magic Awakened.
It's a Harry Potter game.
Magic Awakened. Oh, Alexander's here. Nice.
Hey, Alexander. Nice to see you here.
Hello. Apologies that I didn't call you yesterday, Lucamus. I went to bed.
No, it's fine. No worries. You must have been tired.
Looking at the art style, and it actually looks good.
And by the way, hello, Geeky Crochet. It's been a while since we attended.
Just call her Maria.
Just Maria.
Fair enough. Hello, Maria. Well, I forgot what you preferred to be preferred at. So yeah, but hello, Maria. I'm actually in the process of wrapping up the Darth Vader issue that you voice acted for over a year ago. So.
Yay! I am really excited to hear that.
Yeah, it's gonna be out real soon, and it's just.
What's
fantastic.
that loud noise in the background?
I did notice that I did forget to send you one line, so that's a little unfortunate, but.
Vermont.
I can still I can hear a loud background noise or something.
Vermont, I just want to say that there's like a loud static noise in the background, so it's probably best.
I can't hear it now. I can't hear it now. Bro.
Yeah, it's gone. It's good now. For me as well.
It's good now.
It's gone.
Okay.
Well, it's nice. It's nice to have you, Ramon, and Ramon, you'll be happy not to see when Maria's here.
Yeah, I told them.
Yeah, but and I have seen. By the way, Maria, I've obviously I follow you on Twitter, so I come across some of your tweets, and I see you're struggling a lot with a Dooku cape.
Oh my gosh, this is the third time that I've done this. I am literally finished like right now, and I'm not even gonna touch this thing anymore. It's like I'm done. It's like I want to leave it.
Well, Marie, you can always do Dooku without the cape too.
I mean, he has
it's not the same. It's not the same without the cape, man.
Like, are you sewing the cape on or gluing it?
No, I'm sewing it.
So speaking about the Harry Potter game, I will admit I like it when games have unique cartoon-like art styles like this because I think it ages better and makes them look more unique compared to games that go for more photorealistic art styles. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
I
because
do.
like you basically just want to have a game to stand out. That's basically like what the main goal is to do.
Yeah, like in my opinion, the only game I can really think of that is kind of old, had a photorealistic art style, but still looks good today, in my opinion, and hasn't aged poorly, would be Batman: Arkham Asylum. Not Asylum.
I can see why.
Knight. I'm talking about Arkham Knight. I said incorrectly, but now that you say it, Arkham Asylum is pretty good too.
I mean, Patrick. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you've seen it or not, Patrick. But there's actually lots of videos on YouTube where people are talking about details that they've spied recently in Arkham Knight they didn't see before. And this is recent too.
Yeah, like the game looks ridiculously good for being how much is it? 6 years old or something? No,
it's 8 years old. It came out in 2015.
Wow.
Like for being 8 years old, it looks pretty damn good still.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, it really looks like it came out today.
Yeah, like I saw some videos where people compared it to Arkham Knights and how much the game looks almost as good despite being 8 years older.
Yeah, it's very impressive how it holds up fantastically. You can tell that Rocksteady really put a lot of effort into making it be as detailed and as realistic as possible.
Yeah, but like I said, I do prefer it when games have more cartoon unique art styles because I really do think it makes them age better compared to games with more photorealistic art styles. I'm not saying it's impossible for a game with a photorealistic art style to age well, but I do think games with more cartoon-like art styles tends to age better overall more often in my eyes.
I mean, Patrick, there is actually an example of a recent game which came out this year, but has terrible graphics, and this is photorealistic, by the way, and that's Gollum.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys were to ask me,
it does seem like that game was played by some issues.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick, if you were to ask me to guess what year that game came out, I'd probably guess it came out in the early 2000s or the 90s because it looks like it's a Mega Drive game or something, a Sega Mega Drive game or PS1 game.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Well, not right back. I'll be back.
No worries, Alexander. Hope everything goes well with you.
Thank you.
Take care, Alexander.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually got a pretty funny theory, guys, right? I've got a theory that Gollum was originally made in the 90s for the oldest consoles ever and got delayed way too many times until now.
That would be a good theory.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what did you tell us?
It's only a joke, guys, so yeah, it's probably not going to be true, but it's a joke, all right?
But what
as the game looks, I do think the voice acting is very competent. Like, I do think the voice acting in the game is pretty good. Like, for example, the Jesus, I'm blanking on how to say the name. Sauron. The Sauron voice in the game by Greg Jones, I think his name was, is pretty freaking good. I do like the Gollum voice as well as the Gandalf voice in the game. No, I do think the voice acting is very, very solid for the most part. But the graphics, that's a different story.
I mean, the graphics are terrible.
Well, Patrick, in my opinion, the cast they chose, the actor they chose for Gollum was a miscast.
I mean, we should have got Andy Serkis back because he is Gollum. He's the only Gollum I can accept. And if he couldn't get him out, then I'd recommend Liam O'Brien because he in my opinion,
I would actually respectfully have to disagree on that.
We'll do what you want, Patrick.
Wayne Foster, I think that's how his name is pronounced.
Who? Wayne Forrester, yeah. Well, I think he sucked as Gollum. Because when I hear his voice, I found him annoying. So, yeah, whenever I hear him, I'm telling him to shut up.
Yeah, to be fair, his voice would obviously get grating after a while, but if he just played Gollum for like one scene, if it was like a movie or something, I think he would work well.
One scene, yeah.
I understand why his voice would get grating after a while.
Yeah, because he's annoying. So, whereas Andy Serkis, when I hear him, I'm not annoyed.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's that. And if he was not available, we should have simply got Liam O'Brien because he, in my opinion, does a spot-on impression of Andy Serkis's Gollum.
Now that I think about it, I'm not entirely certain if they would have been able to, because the game seems to have been one of those cases where it seems to have been restricted to a British voice cast.
Patrick, Andy
Because if you look
Serkis is British, we caught him back.
Yeah, I know. But if they weren't able to get him back, it seems like they would have been restricted to specifically only like Britain-based voice actors. Because if you look at the cast for the game, it's mostly just British voice actors. But I don't think they would have been able to get like Liam or who was the other one you recommended?
Well, I said Andy Serkis or Liam O'Brien. Simple as that.
Okay, yeah. If they weren't able to get Serkis, I don't think they would have been able to get Liam because, like I said, they seems to be restricted only to Britain-based voice actors. So I don't think they would have been able to get Liam.
Well, simply just get Andy Serkis back and you have a perfect Gollum right there.
Yeah. But if they weren't able to, they definitely don't seem like they would have been capable of getting Liam to do it.
Or maybe try and find people in the UK who could do an impression of Andy then, I guess.
Yeah, granted, they probably could have done that. I'm not entirely sure why they went with Wayne, though, to be fair, I'm guessing Wayne probably could have done something closer to Andy if the directors wanted that out of him. Because let's be fair here, impersonating Andy Serkis's Gollum voice isn't exactly like extremely difficult. I mean, even I can do it. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Wayne could have done it too if the directors wanted it, you know?
Well, I guess you can blame the directors then, can't you, for that?
And like I said, impersonating Andy Serkis's Gollum voice isn't exactly difficult.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even the mom can do it. Yeah, I mean, and also I think the mom is pretty damn good as Gollum.
And if we're going to get someone back, if we're going to get someone back as Gandalf, then simply get the man himself, Ian McKellen, back.
Yeah, because I will admit the guy they got wasn't half bad.
I mean, when I hear his voice, Patrick, he sounds like he's doing an impression of Ian McKellen.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably would have preferred if they could have potentially gotten like God, how do you say his name? God damn it, I don't know how you say his name. It's the guy who played Magneto in like X-Men the video game. I don't know
the
how
video
to say
game.
his name.
Dwight Schultz.
Yes, him. That's the guy.
Well, I think he does a spot-on impression of Ian McKellen, Magneto-wise, so I think he would have been great as Gandalf too.
Yeah, he probably could have been good.
Okay, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think they would have been able to because I think he might be based in America. Not
there you go then. But Tom Kane's retired, so there's no chance of getting him to voice Gandalf. So Tom Kane's unfortunately out of a question for that, respectfully.
And but all remember he had a stroke a while ago.
Yeah, that's why he retired. So yeah, the poor guy can't voice act anymore.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to get him either. So they were. It seems like their options were kind of limited. It does seem like in a lot of cases with studios in particular countries, my best guess is that they're restricted due to union restrictions to only be able to hire voice actors that are based in the countries or states that they're making the product in.
Well, Patrick, there's actually something pretty weird because you know the game Lego or Super Heroes 2?
Yes.
That game was made during a voice actor strike from 2016 to 2017. So they got like non-union actors for that game from the UK, right? But the problem is that they got Greg Miller, who, as far as I know, is not British, to voice Howard Duck in the game for some reason.
Oh, all right. But yeah, I did notice that they use non-union British voice actors for that game. But yeah, to be fair, due to the voice acting strike, their options weren't exactly like super Jesus Christ, I don't know what I was about to say there.
There's not much option, is there really? And of course,
Yeah.
when it comes, of course, to that game, in my opinion, the best part of that game was Peter Serafinowicz as Khan the Conqueror.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that part.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah. And although in my opinion, most of the voices in that game sucked, if I'm to be completely honest, when it comes to the characters. They just felt so lackluster compared to the voices in the first Lego Marvel game, in my opinion.
Yeah, to be
Yeah,
fair,
they were
that
not.
could be for like a number of reasons. Maybe they were rushing the voice acting because they had issues with the strikes.
Probably.
Or maybe the directions just wasn't very good. Like maybe the one they got to direct the actors just weren't that great.
Probably.
There could be a number of reasons why.
Probably.
It wasn't that good.
I don't even know when they did the recording for that game, actually. I have no idea when, because usually they tend to record early on, don't they? I mean, because when we, of course, interviewed Fred Tatasciore, he confirmed to us that when he voiced Darth Vader in like Skywalker Saga, he did it in a studio, didn't he? Not in a home booth, did he? So that was, of course, before COVID.
When were those strikes?
That was from 2016 to 2017, that strike, with voice actors.
Oh, didn't the game come out in 2017?
It did, yeah, in late 2017, yeah.
And my best guess is that it was recorded not too long before the game came out, because if the strikes lasted from 2016 to 2017 and the game came out in 2017, then that probably was pretty late in development that they were able to do the voice acting. So it could be that the voice acting was, as a result, rushed so that they would be able to record it all before the game had to be made. Because, it's not like video games being rushed to meet deadlines is a new thing.
I mean, my advice if you're making a game is take your time. Don't rush it, because things can go wrong.
Yeah, but it could very well be that the people in charge of the voice acting had to rush things because of the game's deadline. Like, I've watched a lot of the show What Happened, which explains like video games with terrible productions, and believe you me, there are a lot of cases where games have to come out at specific times because the studio mandates it, and the people making the game just have to crunch like mad, rush things to get the game out. And that's usually how you end up with crappy games.
Of course, yeah. I mean, take like a Golem, for example.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that was probably something similar, or it was just a lot of inexperienced people working on it.
I think it was inexperienced people, Patrick. Ollie's going to be on mute for a bit. No worries, Ozzy.
Because I think I heard, like, all the developers, like the developers who worked on the game, I think I heard something about this being, like, their first 3D game.
Yeah. I've not been familiar with the games by Didelak Entertainment. I think it's called the company who made Golem. I've not played any of their games before, so... But apparently, Patrick, because this game got so many bad reviews, that they've shut down now. When it comes to...
I've heard that if game studios are low on money and their latest releases don't make money, there's a very good chance that they're gonna go like bankrupt and stuff like that. This is probably what happened.
Yeah, this what happens, I guess, really. And Oliver Mund, did you see what I got this week by any chance?
No, I haven't.
Right, well, I got a figure of a villain for Batman Beyond, which is Blight. You may know him if you play like Batman 3 Beyond Gotham's DLC packs.
Okay.
He's a pretty cool villain. And I also had a conversation with Blaze last night with Mund about, about Lego games which have Xbox achievements but not PlayStation trophies. And I got one of them today, and that, of course, is Lego Indiana Jones 1.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, I love this game. This is going to be childhood memories brought back.
Sorry.
Alexander's back.
And he's gone again.
Oh, he's back now.
I joined by accident. No. I pressed the button wrong. I'm not joining yet, guys. I will be joining, but not yet. I'm
no
not
worries.
coming back yet.
No worries.
I clicked by accident. Yeah.
No worries. So, when it comes, of course, to You know how you said earlier, Patrick, about how you think cartoon games hold up better than photorealistic games? Well, there's another example which I think holds up very well because it's like animated, and that's a game called Crackdown. You ever heard of Crackdown?
No, I don't think I have.
It's basically like an action game where you play as like a superpowered policeman, right? And you basically fight gangs in a city, basically.
All
And
right.
and in terms of the visuals, it's like a cartoon a little bit, and in my opinion, it's a 2007 game which has aged fantastically. Blaze, it's Crackdown. I'm talking about Crackdown.
Just found it on BehindTheVoiceActors.com. The only voice acting credit I see on it is Michael
McConaughey. Yeah, he plays the chief who talks to you. Yeah, Charles Goodwin he's called, and he's really funny, Patrick, in case you're wondering. And he's got a pretty badass voice too. It's actually hard for me to decide if that's my favourite role of his or Kano from Mortal Kombat. It's actually hard for me to choose, really.
All right.
Yeah, but he's pretty good to listen to. So yeah, I'd recommend Crackdown if you guys have not played it. It's only on Xbox though, but in my opinion, it's an underrated gem.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if I get an Xbox, I'll definitely see if I can find it.
Yeah, please do. It's backwards compatible too, and it looks fantastic. Oh yeah, guys, another bad quality I do also have with Lego Force Awakens on the Vita version is that you don't start with end or battle. You just start straight away with a movie for some reason.
So is it kind of like Lego Marvel's Avengers, where you start with Age of Ultron instead of the first movie, and kind of Incredibles 2?
I guess so.
Oh, hey, by the way, I just remembered something.
Yeah,
What
Patrick.
did you remember?
This isn't like big news or anything, but Star Wars Audio Comics recently just released another video that actually 2 videos that I was involved in making somewhat.
Well, that's cool.
The latest one, which is about Darth Vader, was one that I did the panel cropping for. Do you know what that is?
Is that where you basically split it all up to look like a comic, Patrick? Basically, you know how they do it, right?
Yeah, taking out all the panels and making each panel its own separate image file.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yes, that's what I did for that video. The other one before that is like a short one of young Han Solo as a child talking to his dad. And I was involved with that one in terms of casting because the guy in charge, Daniel Plum, was like announced on the server that he was looking for someone to voice the young child version of Han Solo. And I just so happened to know a voice actor who had whose young son could voice act. So I recommended him that kid. So that kid got the part of young Han Solo indirectly or like directly because of me, because I recommended him.
Very nice.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah, and of course, take care, Bagdala. Who's spoken now? Having a guest on September the 9th. Yeah, we're hoping to get Bob Carter on a stream soon, guys. Bob Carter.
Isn't that like the guy who voiced isn't that the guy who voiced Khan in Mortal Kombat 9?
It is, yeah. Baraka 2 in that game, yeah. Among other roles too.
Yeah, I'm also very familiar with him because he had a voice part in my favorite anime, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, so I'm also familiar with him from that. Although now that I think about it, I'm not sure if I know him for like a lot of other roles, so I'll look him up to see if there's anything I recognize.
Well, I guess you can ask him about this anime film when he comes on, Patrick, of course.
No, it's a series.
Series, then. Okay.
It's really good, though.
Yeah. He did. He also did a voice of Black Adam in Multiverses as well, so there's that he's done a voice for as well.
Noticed.
But Patrick, this anime, is there any way I can watch that show?
I think you can find it on like, you know what? I'll look it up right now just to be sure, because I do think there are ways you can find it online. I don't remember how I watched it a long time ago, I remember like binge watching it like in one go over the course of a few days. Like there are over 64 episodes, so that took a while. I would definitely say it was worth it. It was a really good show.
Oh yeah, Patrick. Patrick. Speaking of shows, last week I announced that after I've watched the show called The Office, the American version of it, I'll be watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
again,
saw that
you
show like a
love that.
long time ago.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it. A lot of people got it one of the greatest animated series of all time.
I mean, it is.
But yeah, looks like look, then. Oh, it's fine, Marie. No worries. Yeah, hope everyone's okay.
I mean, Avatar does have some of the greatest casts ever assembled for one show.
I am more looking forward to Mark Hamill as Fire Lord Ozai.
Oh, I'll definitely say that he will not disappoint.
I don't doubt that for a single second, because he's one of my favorite voice actors of all time. And also, Patrick, if you were to ask me, will I be watching the film by M. Night Shyamalan or the upcoming live-action series, my answer to that is no.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna recommend it anyways.
I mean, Patrick, have you by any chance seen the M. Night movie?
Do you think?
Have you? Is that a no, Patrick?
Yep.
I mean, have you by any chance relied on a Nostalgia Critics review for it?
Yes.
And based on his review, does it make you want to stay away from a movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are doing the right thing, because it is as garbage as people say it is.
I mean, apparently, I've heard that even people who don't haven't even seen the show hate the movie.
I mean, yeah, I was actually one of those people, because I saw the show right after the movie, and that was far better.
So yeah, but don't worry, guys, I'm never going to see the M. Night movie. Never will, because I don't see any reason why I should see it. I mean, if I was to ask you guys why should I watch the movie, you're probably going to give me no reason to watch it, aren't you?
There is no reason to watch it.
Exactly.
Yes, skip it, and yeah. Just skip the movie. Simple as that.
Okay, give me a second. Who was it again that asked about Fullmetal Alchemist?
I think Shadow asked about it, didn't you, Shadow? Because you wanted to find a way to watch it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I may have found something that works. I have ad blocker, so I'm not sure if this website that I found has any bad ads or anything. You'll have to test that out for yourself. But I found this one website where it seemingly has all the episodes. The window for the episodes is kind of small, but you can put it to full screen, so it should work.
Okay,
I'll give you a link right here in your DMs.
Let's have a look.
Again, I can't guarantee that it has any annoying ads or anything, because I can't see that because I have ad blocker. So,
but yeah, I do have another way that I think could work, and that's a streaming app called Crunchyroll.
What do you mean? I don't think I quite caught that.
Yeah. I was thinking about maybe just watching it on something called Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, right. I completely forgot about that, because
streaming app for anime.
Yeah, right. I completely forgot about that because Christ, I can't talk. Reason why I forgot about it is because it's not available in Denmark, so I don't even tend to think about it. Here is the link, and you can see if it works in whatever country you're currently in, because I don't know.
It's Norway.
Norway, okay. But, does it work for you? I've sent you the link.
I have used it before, so it should work.
See, lucky nerds here. Hey, lucky nerd.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Patrick, Crunchyroll should work for me.
Sounds
Yeah,
good, then I
then you
guess.
should have a way to watch it now. Have you
But,
seen it before?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't got to see it.
Here's my recommendation to you. It's a show that doesn't start off like super well, but it gets a lot better the more it goes on for. Basically, here's what I would say. In the beginning, the manga, like the original manga it's based on, is better. But the further it goes on, I would actually say it gets better than the original manga it was based on.
Okay.
It's a show that gets progressively better and better the longer it goes on for.
That's brilliant.
It doesn't start off super well, so you gotta take the first couple of episodes with a pinch of salt.
All right then. Yeah. I'll definitely see if I can watch it someday.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it because I think it's a phenomenal show.
I mean, to be completely honest, Patrick, I definitely want to get into lots of more Japanese things, you know, than Hollywood stuff nowadays, because I think Hollywood nowadays is a total joke.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought you used to say you didn't want to watch anime.
I said Japanese, Patrick. I didn't say anime. Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything in Asia, I'll definitely give a watch, because it turns out that they care more about making good things than Hollywood nowadays.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, Patrick, have you by any chance seen that film called Train to Busan, the zombie film?
No, but I am familiar with it.
Well, I'd
Because,
recommend it strongly. It's in Korean, Patrick, because it was made in South Korea, but it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I've also heard like really good things about this one other one. I don't remember what country it's from. I think it was India, but I could very well be wrong. It's called RRR.
Oh, that's such a
I
great
want to see that.
movie.
I want to see that movie so badly.
That is such
Am I
a
correct?
great-
Is it from India?
It's from India.
Yeah,
It's from India.
yeah.
So is it a Bollywood film?
So no, it's not Bollywood, but it's an Indian film because Bollywood is like
Oh,
one
I see Ray
of the
Stevens. I
several
see
genres.
what Ray Stevenson's in it, guys. Ray Stevenson's in it.
I've
Such a good
definitely
movie.
heard that it's a very good movie because, like, for example, I saw a video of Corridor Crew look at its special effects, and even its special effects look pretty damn good.
Yep.
Although there is this one thing where, like, all the animals in the movie, even the dead ones, are like CGI because, like, India
Yes.
has like these laws about having animal carcasses in movies and such.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a little weird to me, but I will admit, after having seen like those clips of the movie on Corridor Crew, the CGI animals don't look like completely photorealistic, but it definitely is some of the most real looking CGI animals I've seen in a movie so far.
Well, Patrick, it looks like I'll be in luck because it's on Netflix for me, this RRR movie, or Triple R, whatever you want to call it.
Now, just be careful. I do send a heads up because there's a lot of dancing.
Well, that's fine, yeah.
Like all Indian movies, there's a lot of dancing, so that does make that movie longer.
No, it's fine.
But yes,
It's totally fine,
I
yeah.
recommend it. It's a really great movie.
And I know that dancing is a very common thing in Indian culture, so yeah, fair enough. I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll be definitely very keen on checking this out. It's on Netflix for me, guys. And wow, I see it's like 3 hours long. Goodness me.
Yeah.
Christ, did Michael Bay direct it?
But yeah, I especially want to watch Patrick as part of paying my respects to Ray Stevenson as well, because he died, of course, in May this year.
I don't think I've heard of that guy.
Well, Patrick, you've seen the MCU, haven't you? Because he plays Volstagg, you know, one of the Asgardians, one with a red beard, the long red beard.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
hey,
I
Maria.
also just recognized him.
Maria.
Is he the guy who like?
Oh, that's
isn't he
good,
like
Maria.
the guy who was in Ahsoka
that's
but
great.
passed away?
Yeah. He's the guy who is gonna play the Dark Jedi, I think.
Yeah, I just recognized him.
Yeah, he's a rogue
I
Jedi.
think
Yeah,
he-
that's what it says about him.
I think the first role I ever saw I think the first role I ever became familiar with him for was like the Punisher in like in the Marvel. Damn it, what's that show called? It's a show where he voiced the Punisher.
Superhero Squad, but thing is, Patrick, is that he actually, of course, played him in a film before voicing him. Punisher Warzone, the film's called.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Well, I'd recommend it. That's actually my favorite role of Ray Stevenson, actually, guys. Punisher.
Oh, he was Gar Saxon.
Yes, he was in Clone Wars and Rebels. Yeah, that's my favorite voice role of his.
I didn't know that was him.
Well, I guess that's proves he's a great actor, because sometimes you can hide who you are with your voices, can't you?
No, I haven't seen any of those episodes yet, so I haven't even heard the voice yet. But I was aware of the character. I just didn't know that it was him specifically that had played him.
Well, you are definitely in for a treat when you do check him out, because his performance is amazing.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, speaking of Punisher, there's actually one thing that has stood up to me for a while when it comes to one of the actors that have played the Punisher.
Yeah, which actor's that?
So you know how a guy named John Beck played the Punisher in the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s?
Yes.
Gotta say, am I the only one who thinks he sounds a bit like Rob Paulson?
You know what? I can actually see what you mean. Yeah. I can see what you mean, because when I hear Rob Paulson's voice, he's got quite like a high-pitched voice, hasn't he, sometimes when he plays his characters, right? So I can actually see what you mean. And when I hear his natural voice, yeah, I can see a similarity.
Yeah, because when I first heard John Beck as Punisher in that show, this dude sounds like Rob Paulson.
I guess he could probably be there to voice any of his characters if he wasn't available. Like for example, his Pinky and my Brain characters.
Yeah, although to be fair, I just looked him up. I can't really see any other voice roles other than the Punisher.
Maybe that's his only role. Is it?
Maybe. I'm just looking him up.
I mean, some actors tend to have only one role.
Okay, it does seem like he's had a lot of roles, but I think, yeah, I just found out he's had a lot of roles, but Punisher in Spider-Man was his only voice acting role.
Oh, wow, his only one. Yeah, no worries, Maria, that's absolutely fine, yeah. Because I can guess you're very busy, aren't you?
2009.
Well, there you go, that must be why he's only had one role. Now, of course, because he's retired, so yeah, hope he's doing well.
Yeah, but he does seem to have had a lot of live-action roles, at least.
Maybe he's more of a live-action actor than a voice actor, I guess.
Yeah, only one voice acting role, but a lot of live-action.
Yeah. I mean, some actors who in live-action tend to only have maybe one or two voice roles. I mean, one example of that is probably Harrison Ford, Patrick, because aside from voicing Han Solo in some Star Wars things, of course, he actually voiced a character in Secret Life of Pets 2 in 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that film, Patrick, Secret Life of Pets 2?
What?
Have you by any chance seen the film Secret Life of Pets 2?
No, I haven't, but I have seen the first one.
Oh, right, yeah, so you're familiar with it. Yeah, he's in the sequel as a dog called Rooster.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his page on BehindTheVoiceActors.com, and yeah, only 3 voice roles, and 2 of them are Han Solo. So
yeah, I find it very surprising how he did not do a voice for Indiana Jones in some things, actually, but he did for Han Solo.
Yeah, most of the voice acting roles for him are mostly just impersonators.
Yeah. I mean, one that I definitely love who does impression, who does Han Indiana Jones is someone called John Armstrong.
Yeah, he's also done a lot of he's done a lot of Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna look up Indiana Jones and see. Oh yeah, he's only like Indiana Jones once, from what I can tell. And there is David, however you say his surname.
Killed, is it?
What?
Wait, what? How do you spell his surname, Patrick?
E-S-C-H.
Esch. David Esch.
Esch. Yeah, he voiced one role each. He voiced Indiana Jones once, and he also voiced Han Solo once.
Hmm,
He was
that's
Han
cool.
Solo in Galactic Battlegrounds. He was Indiana Jones in
Maria's gone.
Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
Oh yeah, that game. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard it's a very well received game. That.
Yeah. Then there is 2 games where he was voiced by a Douglas Lee.
Hmm.
Who I am somewhat familiar with. He was, for example, he was one of the voice actors in the video game for the Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a voice actor in one of my all-time favorite anime besides Full Alchemist, which was Cowboy Bebop.
Hmm.
And yeah, other than that, he's done a few games that I don't think you'd be familiar with, Luke.
Hmm. I see.
He's a pretty good voice actor, although curiously, he's one of those voice actors where like we don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, is he one of those with like an unknown picture, Patrick?
Yep, and he seemingly retired at some point in 2014 or afterwards.
All right, see. And if you guys are wondering who the voice of Han Solo is in Lego Skywalker Saga, it's someone called AJ Locasio. He's an impressionist.
Yeah, I think I've heard one of his Han Solo performances once.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he was good or not.
Well, I think he's decent. I sound like Harrison Ford, Patrick, but the problem I have with him in Lego Skywalker Saga is that he plays both old and young Han Solo, and I think he works well as young Han, but when he plays Han when he's older, he doesn't make his voice sound older, because you may have noticed Harrison Ford sounds older nowadays, right, compared to when he was younger, right?
Yeah.
Well, the actor for him in the game doesn't try to sound when he plays old Han.
That could be like a directorial decision.
Probably, yeah.
To be fair, though, they could have gotten like how do you say his name? Because here's the thing. When you remember Autonauts, right?
I do, yeah. Of course.
When they did their abridged version of The Force Awakens, they got a guy named Michael. How do you say R-A-E?
R-A-E.
Yeah.
R-A-E. Michael Ray.
Michael McRae
McRae, yeah.
voice Han Solo, and he's actually been one of those actors where like Disney gets him to voice Buzz Lightyear when they can't get Tim Allen.
Oh yeah, him, yeah. I think he does a voice for several games and like attractions, I think, for Buzz, yeah. He does a pretty decent impression of Tim Allen, yeah.
Yeah, and from what I remember, he was pretty damn good as an old Han Solo in their abridged version of Force Awakens. So if maybe they just weren't aware that he could do that or not, but maybe they could have gotten him if they knew he could do a good like old Han Solo or something.
I guess, yeah.
Close.
And when it comes, of course, to, you know, like other voices, of course, for Han Solo, there's also Keith Ferguson as well, Patrick. Have you by any chance heard his voice of Han Solo?
Oh yeah. I have seen the Lego movie.
Yeah, he has a cameo in that, and of course, I've also heard him a lot as him in Robot Chicken as well. It was so funny in that.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that too.
Yeah, he was a voice of Han in that, because he does like lots of like impressions and all that. I think he's like a voice actor comedian, if you will.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed when it comes to Lando Calrissian, there's not really many voice actors for him, because most of the time they just get Billy D. Williams back.
And he's always happy. He's always happy to take the role again.
Always. I mean, I'm happy he came back, because you know, in my opinion, no one can play Lando better than Billy D. Williams. He is Lando.
Seems like a jolly dude.
Yeah, he's a really nice chap, Billy D. Williams, and he also released a book recently as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, congrats to him for that.
Actually, speaking of which, speaking of roles involving Star Wars and such, you remember how we talked about Rob Paulson earlier?
Yes.
Oh, I just remembered that they got Rob Paulson to play George Lucas in the Padawan Menace.
Yeah, that was
I
him.
actually
Yeah.
remember him being pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, Patrick, I thought that was George as himself, but no, it was Rob Paulson.
Yeah, I definitely think he did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, I think he did. Really good job.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Lando, definitely don't seem to be a lot of other role actors that played him. It seems like the only other one they got when they couldn't get Billy D. Williams for a while was this one other guy with a name that I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce.
I think you know who you mean, and I don't even remember what he's actually called because it's been a while since I've checked his name. But yeah, I can see what you mean.
I don't know if he's good or not though, because I haven't listened to any of his
I think he's decent. I think he's decent, and another voice actor who voiced him, I am very aware of it, is Dave Fennoy.
Yeah, he was seemingly the first actor to voice act as this character.
I think he is, yeah, from an old Star Wars game, yeah. Well, in case you want, in case you are
Alliance, and
yeah.
After that, the next year in Star Wars Demolition, he was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson.
Oh yeah, I know Kevin. He's a very good voice actor, one of my favourites. And also
Legend.
Patrick. If you want to know what my favourite wall of death Fennoy is, it's Lee from a Walking Dead Telltale game.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked because I think that's probably the one role where everyone knows him for.
Yeah, I can see why, because his performance in my game is absolutely phenomenal. Very emotional too, I might add.
I mean, so far my favorite role of his is Punk Krell.
Oh yeah, Clone Wars, yeah. Love Punk Krell.
Like I just love how we made Krell look to the absolute a-hole that he was.
Yeah, he did a good job making him as he is.
Yeah.
Called acting, isn't he? Yeah, genius.
Oddly enough, one of the other roles I'm very familiar with Dave for is a very, very obscure role of his. So basically, in the video game Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time,
there
are basically times where like you're traveling around in the spaceship, you can actually listen to a bunch of in-universe radios, radio channels that the developers made. And not Filoni, but Dave voices one of the DJs on one of these radio stations.
Oh, that's cool. They're going to do as a DJ.
From what I remember, he's pretty good, and
well,
definitely sounds like a stereotypical DJ.
Yeah, Dave Fennoy is very talented. And also, Patrick, if you're familiar with the Lego game Lego Dimensions, he does the voice for Mr. T's character, B.A. Baracus from the A-Team in the game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Just looked through his BehindWizards.com page, and oddly enough, he was one of the many voice actors to voice the Stormtroopers in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, they got lots of actors to play the Stormtroopers in that, I'm not sure, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, wow. They even got one of the writers for the show, Greg Weisman, as well as Dave Filoni.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They got them
as well. It doesn't make sense though, because like the Stormtroopers are like one of those characters where like you could get almost anybody to voice them and it would work.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Thanks to the modulation effect on the helmet, right?
Yeah, and because you never see their faces, and because usually their lines are very short, so you can get even like non-actors to play them, and it still usually works.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Patrick, you know, in The Last Jedi, the movie, they actually got 2 members of the royal family to play Stormtroopers for cameos. You know that?
Come again?
In The Last Jedi, the movie, they got 2 members of a British royal family in the film to cameo as Stormtroopers.
Oh, all right. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So I've even visited the set too, of course, and in a deleted scene, Patrick, Tom Hardy had a cameo as a Stormtrooper as well. Tom Hardy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it got cut though.
Yeah, I do wish they have done in the movie.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
honestly,
me too.
it honestly could have helped making the movie a bit better.
Yeah, because Tom Hardy's a phenomenal actor, one of my favorites of all time. Or checking a set,
And
players. I'm playing a game here, so I'm a bit distracted.
And also, I think the cameo was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was because he recognises Finn, doesn't he?
Yeah. Like, I feel that was the only time in the movie where comedy wasn't forced in.
Mm-hmm. And it's all thanks to Tom Hardy being a great actor.
But no, they just had to cut it.
Yeah, what a shame, eh? Then again, what do you expect? It's Ryan Johnson, of course, being the absolute disgrace that he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll admit, it's kind of ironic. Like, he went from directing, like, the highest rated episode of Breaking Bad to directing the most hated Star Wars film.
Indeed, yeah.
It surprised me when I found out that the highest rated episode of that show was directed by him, of all people.
I will say, well, Patrick, I'm personally not a fan of the episode he directed, but actually.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. I find it very overrated.
Yeah, because things happen in that I personally was not a fan of. I will say, well, it is well acted by the cast, though, so I'll give them that, but I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, but I can't really talk, to be fair, because I haven't watched the show yet.
Well, I'd recommend it strongly.
I would recommend that and the Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
I definitely am planning on watching it because I've heard great things about both shows.
Yeah, they are phenomenal, Patrick. They're definitely worth every second of watching.
I will admit, it's definitely also hard to not know of the existence of these two shows because they have been memed to death on the internet.
Yeah, they have. There's lots of memes.
People love to make memes out of these two shows.
Yes. Oh yeah, Patrick, if you're wondering as well, there's also a movie which is a continuation of the Breaking Bad last season as well, just so you know.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that one.
Yeah, El Camino, yeah.
The movie was pretty good. The movie was pretty damn good too.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, I'd recommend, and it's stronger, Patrick. Just out of curiosity, are you watching a show currently, Patrick, or are you just watching films with your dad?
I'm not watching any shows currently. I'm still just watching movies with Dad.
All right.
If I remember correctly, I think the latest James Bond film I've seen so far was... Give me a second. All the James Bond movies in order.
That's why I'm looking at. Sorry to hear connection problems. Right. Okay.
For Your Eyes Only.
Oh yeah, For Your Eyes Only.
I saw that one recently. I actually saw that one this week, and I loved it.
I love that movie.
Well, I'm definitely kind of curious. Was this like one of Charles Dance's first roles?
I think it. I mean, he is. Yeah, he is quite old, isn't he? So yeah, let me check his filmography, Patrick, and I'll tell you what his first role was. Charles Dance.
But yeah,
I'm gonna check for you.
Because I have a hard time believing
he was
a big actor at the time.
Well, Patrick, it is his first film actually. For Your Eyes Only, it's his first film.
Yeah, I'm not shocked because, like, if he was a big name at that point, there is no way in hell he would have been cast as just a near silent background character.
And you know, I was able to recognize him immediately.
Yeah, I knew he was in it because, you know, we had that interview with Richard.
Joseph. Yeah, Richard Epker.
Richard Epker.
And because of that, I already knew he was going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Again, it's pretty easy to recognize him.
Yeah, of course. He's a great actor. And when it comes to Charles Dance, Patrick, my favorite role of his is his role in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's not too difficult to guess.
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, Patrick, do you plan to watch Game of Thrones one day?
Maybe. I'm not entirely certain, although I definitely do know it's one of those shows where, like, if I did watch it, there'd definitely be a point in the show where I wouldn't finish it to the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it is quite big.
I would only recommend 7 seasons because the 8th season is trash.
Yeah, I definitely have heard that it's one of those shows where, similar to The Walking Dead, it starts off good, but it eventually starts to go down the toilet after a while.
Well, it goes down the toilet in the final season. It's great until the final season, basically.
Okay, I definitely have heard that he's great in the show. I have watched a clip of his first scene in the show, and he's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, he is. He's
I'm back.
amazing. Welcome back, Ozzy.
Ah, Boss is back. Nice. But when it comes to Charles Dance, there is a horror movie I do recommend to you guys that he's in, which is called Dracula Untold.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
It's actually the first role of his I ever saw.
Yeah, I think the movie's underrated.
Yeah, I might probably check
Luke
it out
Evans.
one day. Yeah.
Is it?
Dracula Untold starring Luke Evans.
Yeah, and also Luke, that's my second favorite role of his behind Bard.
That's cool. I'll be sure to watch it.
By the way, speaking of which, one interesting thing I found out about dance is because a YouTube channel I watch a lot is Mac McMuscles, who has this series called What Happened. He basically looks at hellish productions of movies and video games. And it's very, very entertaining. And one movie he did a What Happened episode on is the infamous film Alien Free.
Yeah, he's unfortunately in that, Patrick. Yeah, as a character called Clemens.
Along with one of my favorite doctors from Doctor Who.
Yeah, Paul McGann. Paul McGann. Yeah, he's unfortunately wasting his time in that trash as well, alongside Charles Dance and the rest of the cast.
I will admit, Charles Dance was mentioned in the video, like some of the interviews he talked about, and it's actually pretty interesting because he had very good things to say about David Fincher when working on the movie.
I mean, he's a great director, Patrick.
And one thing that was mentioned in the video is what he had to say when he was asked about the film itself, and he basically just said it was okay. It was okay. And I have to admit, I think he may have been trying to be polite when saying that. Get this.
Well, I can see why, Patrick. I can see why. Well, I can see why, because Charles is a nice guy, so I can see why he would do that. Yeah.
And also, guys, I do think that Charles Dance was one of the few redeeming qualities of that trash movie. One of the few. Really.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of how when the Nostalgia Critic did a review of Home Alone 2, there was a moment where when they first came to a scene with Tim Curry in it, one of the characters that Nostalgia Critic made up for his series basically makes the joke that for every 1-star movie he's in, he's the reason it got that 1 star. I would basically apply the same thing to Charles Dance.
Yeah. Shadow, you know how you said that the Tom Hardy cameo in The Last Jedi was probably the only time the humor worked in that movie?
Yeah.
Well, there's actually a quote from The Force Awakens which I think did work, for that. And can you guys guess what quote I'm talking about, where I think the humor did work?
That's not how the Force works.
Yeah, well done, Ozzy. That's not how the Force works.
Oh yeah, did I miss anything while I was out?
We were just talking about the actor Charles Dance, Ozzy. Charles Dance, do you know him?
Maybe I may have saw him in something, but
I mean, have you seen Godzilla King of Monsters?
Nope.
All right.
By the way, another actor I would apply the 1-star thing to would definitely also be Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah, Mark Hamill's a legend. Love Mark Hamill.
Yeah, because I can guarantee you this. I don't really watch a lot of movies, but if it has Mark Hamill in it, then there is a slight chance that I might want to watch it because he's just one of those actors that is entertaining enough that I would potentially want to watch a movie just because he's in it.
Oh yeah, guys. I found something pretty funny. Right, you know how there's trophies in Lego Force Awakens. There's one which makes fun of Kylo, basically, and you basically got to defeat him playing as Darth Vader, right? and the trophy's called Never Be as Strong as Vader.
That's what he gets.
Yep. Because no one, as far as I'm concerned, will ever top Darth Vader as being the greatest Star Wars villain of all time, ever.
And in my opinion, greatest character ever to ever exist.
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick, from what you've watched of Star Wars, have you got a favorite Star Wars villain of all time?
Star Wars what?
From what you've watched of Star Wars, of course, have you got a favorite Star Wars villain?
Oh, villain.
Yeah.
For me, it would probably have to be like a tie between. That's hard.
Take your time. There's no rush.
Damn. It would probably have to be like. I can't choose because like I love Vader, Palpatine, Maul, Grievous, Dooku. I'm blanking on if there's like any more that comes to mind. Tarkin.
Yeah, I love Tarkin. And also, Patrick, are you by any chance a fan of Darth Maul as well?
I already mentioned Maul.
Yeah, Maul. And do you also, as well, by any chance, like do you like for example, Newt Gunray from the prequels and the Clone Wars show and whatever?
I like him fine. He's not like one of my favorites, but I enjoy him well enough.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Gunray, besides Luke here, I got some news. I actually managed to come up with an image of the actor who voiced one of the Nemoidians in The Phantom Menace. I'm blanking on what the name of the character is.
In The Phantom Menace, is it Rune Haker, Patrick?
No, it's the other one.
The other one?
The one who gets told off by Palpatine, the one who says, this scheme of yours has failed, and then Palpatine goes, Gunray, I don't want this stunted slime in my sight again.
I think that was Rune.
No, that's not Rune Heko. It's the one who has like Gufine as his surname. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, Patrick.
Give me a second. I'm posting it in the no mic chat.
That looks like
this dude.
Dolte. Okay. Oh yeah, Dolte. And have you found a picture of the actor, Patrick? Then, yeah.
Yes, because for a while it was believed that he was voiced by Chris Sanders, the guy who directed Lilo and Stitch and voice acted as Stitch. But it recently, at some point, was discovered that it was a different actor named Chris Sanders.
And you found him, have you?
There was no portrait of him. So I decided to look at some of his live action roles to see if I could find any point where like he was on screen to take a screenshot. And sure enough, I managed to find footage of his last live action role that he did. And give me a second, I'm gonna post the image in the no mic chat. So give me a little second. And here it is.
Oh yeah, you showed us in your server, Patrick. Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
And I made. I'm back, by the way. Yes.
Welcome back, Alexander.
Yes, hello. Joining into this conversation, I made a bit of an interesting observation in Patrick's server that I since Patrick brought this up, I suppose I can repeat it here, unless you guys would mind.
Go ahead, Alexander.
This particular actor, the way he looks, basically really reminds me of a hybrid of Free People.
I mean, one that comes to mind for me is Sean Connery, based on the way he looks. He looks a bit like Henry Jones Sr. a little bit.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. For me, one second. I'm just trying to find this channel where Patrick posted this because I forgot the name of the third person. And
shout outs to
Stuff from other people, is it?
Yes. Okay. No.
Wait, hang on. No, it's not that. This was like old stuff.
It's not that one. A second. I think it's promote your projects. Yeah, it's promote your projects.
Okay, yeah, promote your project. Yeah, okay, because I forgot the name of the third person. I know who I'm talking about. I just didn't remember his name. But basically, for me, this particular actor, now that I've seen this Chris Sanders person, and by the way, the way he looks actually looks much more like Dante Define's voice actor, like I imagined him looking, than the Chris Sanders that we believed it was for a while. So, this guy actually looks like what I thought he would probably look like, rather than the other Chris Sanders who he was mistaken as. But this person really reminds me of three people. First of all, okay, I'm going to say all three of them. Number one, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, legend.
Number two, the politician John Fetterman, especially in terms of the outfit he's wearing and and also the actor from Deathly Hallows Part 1, Andy Linden. And I think if you put all those three together, the politician, the senator John Fetterman from the United States, Rowan Atkinson, and Andy Linden from Harry Potter, I think if you merge all of them, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you get. That just like all three of them in one, that's that image, literally. I'm convinced of that.
Alexander, you know how you said Andy Linden was in Harry Potter Death Hallows Part 1? Did he play that journalist who meets Harry at a wedding scene?
No, I believe he plays, what is Mundungus Fletcher.
Oh, yeah, Mundungus, yeah. Mundungus.
By the way, it's ironic that he reminds you a bit of a politician, considering in Star Wars, he plays a slimy politician.
Yeah.
Well,
funny, isn't
I
it?
suppose so, but it's not really that much of a politician. It's more like a corporation member. I think the politicians in Stars are mostly senators. He is playing a leader of the Trade Federation, which is more of like a military and corporate position.
Actually, here's a little fun fact about where I got the image from. So his last live action role was in the first episode of like a BBC drama series called 1,000 Acres of Sky. And his role is basically as a owner of a small grocery shop. Fun fact, one of the main actors in this series, or at least I think it's one of the main actors, is actually Michael Carter, the body actor of Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi.
That's cool. Yeah. Patrick.
I know that because I watched Alex's voice comparison for Fortuna and recognized him.
Yes,
that's cool.
But actually nowadays I don't really call those voice comparisons. I call them actor comparisons, because I tend to now include people who didn't necessarily do a voice either, but just played in terms of the body. So for now, I kind of make and don't really call them for my own content voice comparisons. I call them actor, because like for instance, Yaddle. If you look on my website, I did a Yaddle comparison. I included the puppeteer, who obviously no lines or anything like that, but he did puppeteer Yaddle for the Phantom Menace. I don't know why he even needed to be there, because I don't think Yaddle really even moves in that movie, but I suppose that's a performance as well.
By the way, Alex, did you see that message I sent to you where I found out who the DS actor was?
I did. I just didn't respond because, I don't know if I responded. Maybe I didn't have time. But it's fun to know. But it's not. I don't think I know the actor who it turned out to be, anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, but now you can definitely update your Jabba the Hutt voice comparison on your website to that actor.
I can do that. I can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I found out by total accident because I found the project auditions for Shattered Empire by accident on casting call, and through that I found that it was Fairfield Fencer who voiced the role that DS had been credited for. So I found out by total accident.
Oh yeah, Patrick. You know how you mentioned BBC just then? It's me. I don't know whether you told me this or not, but when it comes to what you've watched of Doctor Who, have you got a favorite Doctor?
Yeah, if I recall, I have a favorite Doctor from each 3 of the different Doctor Who eras.
Well,
The classic series,
go
the
ahead.
Wilderness years, and the modern series.
So who would it be from those 3 categories then for you?
Well, for me, currently, when it comes to the classic era, my favorite would be the 7th Doctor.
Oh, yeah, Sylvester McCoy, yeah, he was great as a Doctor.
When it comes to the Wilderness years, it would have to be a tie between the 8th Doctor and the War Doctor.
Oh, yeah, they're both great too, yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to the modern series, it would have to be Peter Capaldi.
Great choice. Love Peter.
Yeah, he will always be my favorite Doctor.
And as far as I'm
those are my favorite Doctors personally.
And as far as I'm concerned, guys, Peter Capaldi is the last Doctor.
The last. Whatever we got next, it's not canon to me.
Yeah, it's simply not Doctor Who after Peter Capaldi.
Haven't seen the newest guy yet because I
Patrick, it's a woman. It's a woman called Jodie Whittaker who took over after Peter Capaldi.
Oh, you haven't even heard there's a new guy?
No, we're talking about who came after Peter Capaldi, but after her, it's going to be David Tennant as a 14th Doctor, which makes no sense. And then another that's called Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. I haven't seen anything of him yet.
Me neither.
I've kind of fallen off from Doctor Who. Maybe I'll return to the franchise at some point in the future. I've just kind of fallen off.
Well, Patrick, to be completely honest, Patrick, I've stopped watching Doctor Who because Jodie Whittaker's seasons completely killed my interest in the series. They're terrible in my opinion.
So you've kind of fallen off from Doctor Who in the same way that I have, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I lost interest, Patrick, because I've seen her 3 seasons and they're trash in my opinion.
I was only able to get through one of them.
Well, you know what, Shadow, you're doing the right thing because you're saying yourself in lots of pain. If you guys wondering who my favorite Doctor is, it's David Tennant.
And a favorite classic Doctor?
Tom Baker.
Not too surprising.
Yeah, I mean, because
have you checked out that one? What was it? That one Big Finish audio drama where it's specifically those 2 Doctors that team up.
I've not watched Big Finish. I've not listened to Big Finish at all, Patrick.
Okay, but if you are gonna check out one, I would recommend the one where it's Tom Baker and David.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to.
I'm blanking on what the name of it is. Give me a second.
Wait, after Patrick finishes his topic, I would like to make a little announcement for you guys, if you don't mind. After
it's fine, yeah.
Just checked. It's called Out of Time.
Okay, brilliant. I'll definitely consider listening to it in the future. Nice one.
Because it's specifically a team up between the Tom Baker Doctor and the David Tennant Doctor, so it's literally a team up of your 2 favorite Doctors.
Indeed, yeah.
I think that is one you would like.
And also, Patrick, just out of curiosity, from what you've seen of it, have you got a favorite Doctor Who villain?
It's kind of hard to say for me personally.
I totally understand.
It's been a long time since I fell off with the franchise, so I haven't really checked it out since, and I've forgotten a lot of stuff. But I think it would probably have to be a tie between the Daleks, the Master, and the Cybermen.
I mean, my favorite of all time always has been and always will be the Daleks.
And to me, my favorite is a tie between the Daleks and the Weeping Angels.
Weeping Angels, something like a horror movie.
I only know about them from Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, Ozzy, they also have a cameo appearance in like a bottom 3 in the Legion of Doom area. As an Easter egg.
By the way, now I know where to stop when I start getting into Doctor Who.
Yeah, just watch the classic series and the revised series up to Peter Capaldi, Ozzy. You're seeing some lots of pain if you don't watch Jodie Whittaker's run.
Okay, taking your word for it.
Yeah.
Yes, and also, I was going to say.
Yeah, go on, Alexander. You got any announcement? Yeah.
Yes. You see, as you guys may know, up to this point, any projects I've ever had on my channel. I mean, we're talking a lot of videos by now. You know, my all my Spider-Man comic dubs, my Darth Maul motion comic, my Darth Vader comic, my live action films such as the comedy Turnip, General Grievous animated fan film, the Raiders of the Lost Gondor comic, you name it. My comedic audio series as well. Everything has always been directed by me and from start to finish completely entirely by me. But here an interesting thing happened. So I was recently in Italy with one of my best friends, Alexei, and we were discussing different film genres, and we were discussing potential Star Wars movies, and I asked him, what kind of movie would you want to make? And he talked about he's a big fan of Cad Bane, Bounty Hunter, so he sketched out like an idea for a Western Star Wars style thing, and eventually after we talked and we were just walking, whatever, we decided that for the first time ever, probably, there's going to be a video on my channel, an animated project that will not be directed by me, that will be directed by him.
Oh wow! So this is definitely a moment in history where one of your projects is not going to be directed by you, Alexander.
Yes. Well, it's. I helped him. I co-wrote the script. We wrote the script together. We really discussed it thoroughly. We came up with this great idea. It really formed up greatly, and I think it's going to be a great. It's what he is, and he is very involved with this, and he's doing a splendid, marvelous job. I've only seen a few things so far, but from what I've seen, they're tremendous. And he's doing. It's like a Lego thing, but he is doing it in I don't know, a software Blender or wherever he's doing it. So it's not really a stop motion more than it is digital, but it will look very good. He's a professional at that, I trust. Yeah, and
Cad Bane.
Looking forward to this.
No, original characters. Cad Bane, he loves Cad Bane, but this will be just a Western set in the Star Wars universe with new characters. And we've been working on it, and I helped to write the script, and he is animating it, editing it, and directing it, and we've got a great voice cast, which we both decided on. I mean, we've got Sharon in it, we've got Kurt Konietzki, we've got Monty in it, and he also told me to tell you guys, and I'm very happy to relay this message, that if any of you guys are interested in providing additional voices for us, I think we would both be grateful for this little movie. And I know you are doing already stuff for me, like Lucas Blaze. You're doing, you did the pirate and everything. So you're like, well, This might be a lot of projects. But once again, since he's editing this one, it won't interfere with my current projects. So we will be able to do two things simultaneously because we'll both be working on different things. And if any of you want to voice an additional voice, any extra, anyone, we would be very happy for you to become involved. Should you decide so? But this is a great moment in history.
I mean, if it's just like a few short little lines that are easy to record, then I think that could probably be like a yes. I would be sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And Alexander, this thing that he's working on, is this by any chance what you asked me to do something for you on last week or so? Was it?
Oh, no. That thing I asked you to record is not for something public. It's a private. It's also a project of ours, but it's a private just for the two of us and stuff like that. It's this one will be fully public. It's something that will be posted on my channel. So it's two different things. No, this will be animated. This will not be live action, but this one will be great as well. I think we've got a great script. I think we've got a great cast. I think we've got a great everything. Really.
And also, Alexander, you know the name of a character you got me to address myself as? Was that named after a Harrison Ford character?
What was the name of your character?
Deckard.
Oh, no. We were just watching Fast and Furious, the two of us, because I told you he introduced me to it, and that's how we came up with that name.
So you named me after Deckard Shaw, did you?
We did, but it has nothing to do with Harrison.
Well, I'm honored because Deckard Shaw is my favorite role of Jason Statham.
Really?
Yes.
But yeah, Alessandra, I would love to voice that for you.
Let me just message him. That's great.
I'm also somewhat interested, as long as it's just like a few short lines.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to. Any role that Alexi wants me to do that he thinks I'll fit in, I'll happily do for him.
By the way, Alex, in the no mic chat, Blaze is saying that he can also do it.
Yep. So he's happy to. So yeah, I'll play any kind of role that Alexi asks me to do. Alexander, happily.
Well, that's just amazing. We're very happy to hear that. Yes.
And oh yeah, Patrick, I've also as well got to ask you, when it comes to this whole like scary thing about AI taking over voices, do you think voice actors should keep going, or do you reckon they should get replaced? What do you think?
I doubt they're going to get replaced, honestly.
I mean, do you want people to still voice act to this day?
I mean, yeah, preferably.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest, I mean, AI voices could potentially work for some things. I mean, like in my personal opinion, it worked really well for Darth Vader. But I don't know.
For the most part.
Feelings about it.
For the most part.
For the most part. But for me, I have mixed feelings about it. I think AI voices could work well in some areas, but I would still want voice actors to be able to voice act still,
Yeah.
For example, me personally, I'm not interested in using AI voices in my projects because
me neither.
Because I still want to work with voice actors.
Yeah, me too.
And also because I have no freaking clue how to use them properly.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes, of course, to AI voice, Patrick, there is only one that I would accept using it, and that is actually the TikTok Optimus Prime's text to speech feature. And the reason why is because Peter Cullen actually recorded reference material for that voice.
So there's no there's no case of no consent given.
Yeah, because he actually, of course, did the recording himself, so it looks like he did it with his permission. So yeah, guess that's good.
Yeah, that's also why I'm okay with them using AI voices with Darth Vader because James Earl Jones gave his blessing to do it.
Yes, he gave him permission. Yeah, when he stopped voicing the character. However, Patrick, I don't know if you know or not, Patrick, but my dream project is to make a sequel to Lego Dimensions, and I would include Darth Vader in the game as a main villain. But rather than use an AI voice, I would bring back Fred Tatasciore as him instead.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of something. Hey, Alex.
Yes, Patrick.
I saw your video on Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, where you did the fan casting. I will admit, for the most part, I fully agree with that one. But I do have to admit, if it were me, I would probably get Fred Tatasciore rather than the AI voice for Darth Vader. Just saying.
I wasn't saying AI. I was saying to invite James Earl Jones back. I know that he probably doesn't want to, but the thing is, people can be convinced. John Williams has kind of backtracked a bit on no longer composing, and I think what I mean by that is not using. I never. AI for these official projects. I didn't say AI. I meant that someone would go to James Earl Jones and say, Mr. Jones, here's the situation, because I don't think it's like you can't do it if they're still alive. I think they can be, anyone can really be convinced if you're convincing enough and you offer them good arguments. They might still want to play the part.
Yeah. Would you then get Fred Tatasciore as a secondary choice if you couldn't get?
Well, look, no. What I would do is, if I was a multi-billion studio like Disney and they were doing this comic book, is I'd open up a casting and I'd invite thousands of people in and I'd listen to all of them. And even if it's like some, what's a good word for it? Some guy on the street, whatever. If he can do the best impression, I will choose whoever is best fitted for the role. I won't stop with Fred Tatasciore or Scott Lawrence or any.
Similar to if Ryan Golden came in or something.
Well, I don't know, but I think there's still, I don't know, maybe there, once again, you're looking at all these people you might know, Patrick, but there still might be many actors we've never heard.
I know, but I'm using Ryan's really damn good James Earl Jones impression as an example, because if you
it's an example, but I say he's actually pretty popular on YouTube. He's by far, I think, the most popular Vader voice by now. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. I could get someone popular. I could get someone who has been in 1 or 2 movies, or maybe has only been in theater or whatever. As long as the voice sounds good, and I think that this is. I was going to say this, and it was related to the AI conversation, but now that we started with this, I want to say I have kind of changed my position on AI, because initially I was completely against it, very angry. Right now I'm saying that the worst part of AI, I think, is for studios to use it, because I think the studios have less than an excuse, because the studios have the resources to cast whoever they want, and they can audition thousands of voice actors and pay them as much as they want. I think AI is more forgivable for the YouTubers or whatever who are especially very small, because I think everyone would want voice actors, not AI. But I think sometimes it's hard to find a voice actor who fits, or they offer, they set ridiculous prices or stuff like that. And I think in that case, maybe AI can be justified if it's a very small YouTuber. If it's a big studio or someone who can afford to pay a lot and is fully capable of that, then in that case, I think there is less of an excuse, and they should try and seek a voice actor to actually do the character themselves. And I think they have that opportunity, whereas someone with less resources might not have that opportunity and might have to rely on AI because everyone is unreliable.
Yeah, I would agree with that. By the way, Alex, I just remembered something. Did you see that Palpatine impression I posted on my server yesterday?
I did, yes.
You listened to it?
I did listen, yes.
Kind of curious, what do you think of it? Because this is like the actor that like Star Wars Story is going to use as his Palpatine voice. The same guy that hired me to be his General Grievous voice.
Oh, yes, I remember. He was really impressed by your General Grievous.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, I know this channel Concordia. I'm in one server where this guy actually is a voice actor in, so I know this person somewhat, but I think this impression is definitely better than most out there. I think it doesn't overdo it to a ridiculous extent, even like some people, like, not naming any names, but Sam Witwer. But this particular person, I think, still in times there's a lot of people like to kind of make him sound a little too much like this with the accent they give him.
To be fair, I do that when I do comedic. When sometimes in private, just for fun, I make like my own little impression of Palpatine, and I will admit I do that as well.
Well, no, I know, Patrick. It's not. I'm just saying. You asked for a critique of that actor. I'm saying he's good, but some parts, obviously,
Yeah, personally, I would still use Monty or Christopher Burns over him. Actually, no, I would probably use him over Christopher Burns because I'm not the biggest fan of Burns' voice. Basically, the way it would work for me is that if I couldn't get Monty, I would get this guy. And if I couldn't get him, then I would get Christopher Burns. Because Burns is still good. I'm not personally as much of a fan of his Palpatine voice as I am of this guy and Monty.
Well, Burns is a very good friend of mine, because he does Obi-Wan Kenobi for me from time to time, and he does Kenobi. Yeah, and he does an incredible job, in my opinion. I mean, I put him very high up. This is very unpopular opinion coming, but I do prefer him to what James Arnold Taylor does with like his Clone Wars performances, where he overdoes it a little. Like James Arnold Taylor, for me, I like him more when he was in his earlier years. When he was sticking more to Ewan McGregor. Nowadays, he's kind of gone a little.
I like Guinness. I like Guinness.
Yeah. And so Christopher Burns, I like in many ways. But in regards to his Palpatine, since you brought that up, I really like his Darth Sidious, because Darth Sidious is not meant to have a super, raspy voice or anything. It's more just Ian McDiarmid putting on kind of an evil persona. But I think with the Emperor personality, he really does not quite possess, those people overdo but he underdoes it. I think he doesn't have enough of that in him.
Yeah, I'd agree. do that.
Yeah.
Plus,
Oh, yeah, guys.
in Star Wars audio comics, they always had to get someone else to voice Chancellor Palpatine when he's not being Darth Sidious. They always had to get Harrison Bowman to do
Yeah,
it.
well, I don't know. I think Harrison could do both. I know Harrison. I've just spoken to Harrison a few days ago via email, and I think he's an outrageously talented artist. I don't see why they.
I'd love to see him play Darth Sidious rather than just Chancellor Palpatine, because I don't think I've seen him do that.
Well, he hasn't yet, no, but I think he can pull it both off, and I think they should stick. Either they choose Burns for both, or they choose Bowman for both. I don't know why they keep switching it up.
Wait, are we talking about Palpatine?
Palpatine, yeah, Star Wars villain, Blaze, yeah, one of the greatest villains of all time. Oh yeah, guys, you know, we're talking about, you know, like AI for actors and all that. Well, there is also a reason why I don't think they should use an AI voice for Alec Guinness as Ben Kenobi, and the answer to that, guys, is Stephen Stanton.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Steven
he's
Stanton.
pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I would actually say that. Actually, I would say Stephen Stanton and Monty are basically on the same level when it comes to doing great impressions of Alec Guinness. Because,
Yeah, they are.
Both of them are damn good.
Yeah.
I so far haven't heard like a super convincing AI voice of Alec Guinness. The one I heard is pretty decent, but not like good enough that I would mistake it for like the actual Alec
Patrick.
Guinness.
Well, Patrick, have you by any chance seen a video of Alec Guinness reading The Tale of Darth Plagueis for Wise as an AI voice?
No, I don't think I've heard that one.
Right, you know Palpatine's quote from Revenge of the Sith about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis for Wise?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
It's basically that monologue about him, but it's read by Alec Guinness basically as an AI voice. We even did it with Homer Simpson too, and other people too.
All right.
Yeah, and also, guys, you know what I think is a massive missed opportunity with Lego Skywalker Saga, right? You know, you have Stephen Stanton in the game as Ben Kenobi, right? But the problem is that Tarkin's in the game too, but he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
That's a massive waste of opportunity.
They could have got Stephen Stanton to voice him, because what I appreciate about Stephen Stanton, guys, is that when he first voiced Tarkin in the Clone Wars, he actually researched Peter Cushing's old films so he could do an impression of his younger voice for a younger version of Tarkin. You know,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about Stephen Stanton's work when he played Tarkin, and I think he does a pretty good impression of Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite actors to play Tarkin so far, you know, like besides the obvious. And my second favorite to have played him, you know, again, besides
the obvious,
would be Jonathan Lenner.
Oh yeah, what's he been? Is this a corridor back to Patrick? What did he play Tarkin in? Your second favorite voice?
Oh, he's been Tarkin for Star Wars audio comics.
Oh, right, okay.
Since cool. Tarkin first appeared in their videos, and he's also my Tarkin voice actor.
That's cool. I do also as well love Guy Henry from Rogue One as well.
Oh, Guy Henry, I absolutely love. He's my second favorite or so.
Yeah, he's also one of the reasons why sometimes AI may not be necessary, because I think he did a really good job capturing Peter Cushing when he played him in Rogue One. When he played Tarkin in Rogue One.
I also really liked Keen Curtis.
Patrick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Alexei would really like a demo of your voice. Is there anything there available that I could download to?
There's a voice wheel patch. There's a voice wheel patch of Rose Alexander on his channel. You can find that.
Oh right.
It's one of his older videos, just so you know. So you might have to go back in time a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you know towards the beginning and all that.
Actually, no, Alex, no. I have something better.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I mean, I suggested that one because you've also arranged the characters on that one.
Have some voice.
Well, no, I remember now. You read the poems. You have a second channel where you read not poems, but like horror stories. Could you? Maybe I can send him that. I think that sounds really good.
I just sent you something, Alex. It's a link to some voice demos I've done on my website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they show off some of the voices I can do.
Okay.
There
Mm-hmm.
are 4 in total on there.
Yeah.
Okay, but is there your normal voice? That's the most important thing, like with no effects. I mean.
Yes, it includes both some of the voices I can do, but also my normal voice.
Oh yeah, Patrick, you all are probably wondering, have I got a favorite voice role that you've ever done? You're probably wondering that, aren't you?
No, but now I'm curious.
Well, I can say that my favorite voice role you've done so far is Smog.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that so far, I think my personal favorite role of myself would be a relatively small role I had on my second channel, the one where I do horror story readings. Specifically, it's when I did a reading of a story called I'm a 911 Operator, where I played the person who calls the 911 operator.
Very nice.
I think that's genuinely some of the best acting I've ever given.
That's pretty cool. Alexander, what would you say is your favorite role I've done?
Your favorite? Oh, it's tough. I mean, Predaking is a very good one.
Well, thank you for choosing that role.
Do you have a favorite role of mine, Alex?
It's a role you haven't played yet.
How exciting! And also, Patrick, you know how your favorite voice actor of all time, for people who don't know, is Corey Burton, right?
Yes.
Have you by any chance got a favorite role of Corey, or do you not do favorites when it comes to Corey Burton's roles because you love all his roles?
It's kind of difficult to say, honestly. I think it probably is like the latter because he's had so many like really, really good roles.
I mean,
it's kind of
I'd say that he does good and in my opinion diverse roles because he's like a wide range of different roles, doesn't he? When you hear his voice, right?
Yeah, he's got some very impressive range.
Yeah, he has.
I really enjoyed his performance as like Count Dooku in Tales of the Jedi because I think that's one of the rare times he gets to be like the main character in something.
And
I don't know. I think he does get to be the main character in a lot of things. Patrick, for at least that's the way I feel. Like, I mean, Count Dooku is like a main villain. He, in most things, I would consider that still a pretty main character.
Yeah. Holy crap! I just noticed something.
Young Master Skywalker, you're nothing if not relentless.
He was in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Corey Burton.
He was in Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's apparently the voice of where he's apparently the announcer of a promo called Bounty Law.
Oh right, that's cool. He had a voice cameo in that movie. It's a great film, by the way, Patrick. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I haven't yet. But he's apparently like the voice of an announcer in something. In the movie, probably like a commercial
I'd recommend
in a movie
it
or something.
I'd recommend in the film, Patrick. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any of his movies because, like I say, I don't really watch movies at all.
That's
but
fine,
I definitely know of him and know that he's made some really great movies.
He has, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, he's made many films which are regarded as the greatest of all time by people, for example, and I definitely would recommend them strongly.
I haven't seen the whole movie, but I have seen the infamous scene from Fiction. The infamous Samuel L. Jackson scene from the movie.
Oh yeah, is it where he says, "I'm sorry, I had a break concentration"?
Yes, that one. I'm very familiar with that scene.
Yeah, is it because they made a reference to in the Revenge of the Sith game to Mace Windu?
No, I wasn't even aware of that, but I think it's just because it's such a famous scene that I came across it on YouTube and saw it once.
Well, Patrick, the thing is,
how I found out. I think that's also how I found out that Phil Lamar was in it.
Yeah, he plays a role called Marvin, yes, and
Patrick. But actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, Luke. I just want to say that Patrick is aware of the
Revenge of the Sith quote.
Alex, did your mic cut out?
I think he did, yeah. he must have having connection problems or something, or no. But yeah, Patrick, Mace Windu basically says that quote from Pulp Fiction as a reference, basically, in Revenge of the Sith game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and in my
It's kinda
opinion,
cool.
and in my opinion, when T.C. Carson said that line, he sounded exactly like Samuel L. Jackson, in my opinion.
Oh, you can hear me all this time.
Yeah, I was telling Patrick
mic was
Alexander
all
that
cut
about the reference to Pulp Fiction in Revenge of the Sith game.
Well, what I said is that Patrick already knows about this because about a year ago we had a chat and you actually played it for him. I very distinctly remember it, and I'm sure it was Patrick like 100%. So I think he just
Patrick then told me when I played that
I
quote
probably
that
just
it was from the
forgot about it.
movie. Yeah, it's from the movie Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Yes, but I wanted to say one thing to Patrick because I might head to bed soon, so I want to make sure that I get this across.
Go ahead.
I don't know, maybe you'll find this interesting, Patrick, maybe you won't, but so I'm in Bulgaria right now, and before Bulgaria, I was in Italy. So there's no direct flight from Italy to Bulgaria, so I had to have like what do you call it? Like when you...
A layover?
Connecting flight.
Yeah, like you fly to a place and then you immediately board another plane. And
Connecting flight.
Connection flight. And it was, I didn't see any of the city. Patrick. So I was just in the airport, but it was in Copenhagen for the first time I was there in the airport.
Oh.
The Danish capital.
Cool.
Very nice. Lovely city.
By the way, are you interested in hearing what it's called in Danish?
Isn't it? Doesn't it begin with K, Patrick?
Yes, in Danish, it's pronounced København.
Yeah, København, yeah. I'd love to visit Copenhagen one day.
You nailed the pronunciation, Luke.
Oh, thanks, Patrick. Yeah. Yeah, forgive me if I sometimes mispronounce Danish, Patrick, because I don't understand it, so yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I've heard plenty of times that people joke that when people talk Danish, it sounds like they're talking with potatoes in their mouth. I'm well aware of it.
But in case you're wondering, Patrick, actually, I'm actually got interest in learning German. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm reminds me of this funny video I saw. I saw this funny video where it's like a Danish person, a Swedish person, and a German person. And basically what happens is that they all pronounce different words in each of their languages. And German is always the one where like it's drastically different from Danish and Swedish.
Yeah.
That's what makes the video so funny.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because those languages are actually part of the same group of languages called Germanic.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to hear people speak Swedish when you're Danish because like it's like you're on the verge of being able to understand what they're saying because it's such a similar language, but you can't quite grasp it because it's still a different language.
Patrick, one more thing, because I'm on the chat with Alexei right now because we're discussing, and he sent me your line, but I told him that it's too much because I know you and I know that this will be too much for you. So could you please check and just? I'm like 90% sure you'll say too much. So I already asked him to send you another line, but I just in case I wanted to send it for you to check. Okay?
Yeah. You know what? I think I can do this.
Nice one.
Any particular voice you want me to use?
1 second. Let me ask.
And Patrick, just out of curiosity, you know how you told me that you've been to Germany quite a few times in your life? Can you actually speak German, Patrick?
No, and I don't know when I said that because I've only ever been to Germany like once or twice, and that was when I was pretty young.
Yeah, you told me about that. You told me that you once went there for food shopping once at a market, I think it was.
Yeah, because the prices over in Germany are a bit lower than in Denmark.
Yeah.
So my dad sometimes goes on trips over there to shop.
Very nice.
A bunch of stuff. But no, I can't speak German. I can only speak Danish and English.
That's cool. And when it comes to speaking English, Patrick, is there any words by any chance that you don't understand? You only know a Danish word, but not the English word.
Usually, if that happens, I just use Google Translate.
Yeah, I imagine they'll be quite similar to the English word for it, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a situation in Italy, pretty funny situation. So I usually use cash, but we ran out of cash in the house. So my dad gave me like the phone, the Apple Pay, where you put like the phone and it opens up the credit card. And so I didn't know if that would work. So I needed to test it. Just buy one ice cream, something very little, and just test if it would work on there and on the card reader, because I was very worried. I was using it for the first time. And so I came up to this Italian lady who was selling the ice cream, and she doesn't understand English, barely any. So I say, can I Google Translate? I say Google Translate. She gives me her phone, and I type, and to explain the whole situation, I'm typing for like 5 minutes. She's just walking around, and then she's like, she didn't say it in English, obviously, because she didn't understand, but it's pretty easy to understand what she meant. She said like poema, like, what, are you writing a poem or something? It basically is what she told me.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of something, because kind of bad at getting stuff cleaned up in my apartment. So me and my family and the people working at my apartment complex have come up with this deal where like we work with a cleaning company that comes over every 2 weeks or something and cleans up my house. But the issue is that a lot of the people, like they always only send one person, but more often or not, the one person they send over, I saw your message, Alex. I'll explain in a second. But the one person they almost always send over is like this. It's like this Ukrainian lady, because like there's a lot of immigrants from Ukraine recently, for obvious reasons I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But the issue is a lot of them don't speak English or Danish very well, so there's often a language barrier, and I don't do well with language barriers, so we often have to use Google Translate to try and communicate. That can be a bit of a pain sometimes. So Alex, the thing I want to mention is I actually have an idea. So I can try and record this on my own, but if you or Alexi don't really like it, then what if I actually try and have a recording session with you where you direct me, similar to how I direct some of my actors?
Okay, let me. I'll be right back with you.
That'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Working together on something. Oh, he must be talking to Alexi about it. Huh.
Yeah, because like, now that I think about it, I've never been in a recording session where someone's directing me. It's only ever been cases where I'm the one who's doing the directing with a different actor.
I mean, yeah, when you say that, Patrick, are you talking about where, you're on like a video call or something and I'm directing you?
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, because
it's technically not a video call because I don't have a webcam, so...
Oh, right. So is it just like a voice call then?
Yes, it's basically just voice calls.
Oh, right.
Only one I've ever had recording session with that actually do have a webcam would be Wyatt Henry.
Oh, yeah, Wyatt Henry, yeah. Nice chap. Hope he's doing well.
So what's the answer, Alex?
He's unavailable right now. Once he is, I'll ask him.
Okay.
Okay. I definitely think you could have like a recording session with me, Alex, because sometimes it can be a bit hard for me to find the time to do voice recordings. So I definitely think like if we have recording sessions and find times to do that, then it could motivate me a bit more to get it done, because
of course, sure.
We can especially do that with that particular role that I still haven't done for you yet, that I don't want to mention because I don't know if that's like a private or not.
No secrets. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna chase you with a big spoon and hit you on the neck or something for revealing. No secret here.
And when it comes to working with directors, guys, my dream is to probably do it where basically, I'm in a room with a director directing me, basically, in a studio. I'd love to do that one day.
Yeah, but I would definitely be out for that, Alex, because that could probably work pretty well. Plus, it would be interesting because, like I said to Luke while you were gone, I've never really been in a situation yet where I'm the one who's being directed over a voice call. It's always been the other way around so far.
Okay, yeah.
I'm the one doing the directing.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's. I'll ask Alexei if he wants to direct you. I think he'd probably be up for it. If not, I will direct you. But I'd absolutely love to direct you on the role that of Morbius's friend, Nikos. I certainly wouldn't mind that because I think that'd be great, And
Yeah.
he's a very.
Plus, it would save us some time of like, oh, you don't like the take, so I'll have to record another one.
Well, usually
But
that doesn't
I'm
happen
back.
with me unless there's something really off with the takes. But I mean, I call people quite often to discuss roles. I called up.
Yeah. By the way, I'm actually kind of curious. What was it actually like when you voice acted for Star Wars audio comics?
What do you mean? What was it like? I mean, it was just voice acting. They didn't invite me on any call. They didn't direct me anything. They just sent the lines, and I sent them the lines. That's.
So you worked on your own, did
I was-
Alexander?
I was definitely just pretty curious because it really surprised me the first time I found out you had voice acted in one of them.
Well, it's thanks to Blaze and Sharon, because Blaze, at the time they hired me, Blaze did the first redub with me as Bruce Banner, and Sharon sent that to them, and the director took a look at that, and he was quite a big fan of my voice, and he invited me.
Who was that director? Was it Daniel Plum?
No, not Daniel Plum. I think it's Robert Angeli, yes.
Okay, yeah. I actually haven't even met Robert yet.
Well, Robert seemed to be pretty, a pretty fun guy, I suppose.
Yeah, he went on hiatus before I joined the channel, so I've only had communications with Daniel Plum so far.
Shadow, Alexei has sent you your. Well, he hasn't sent it to you. He has sent it to me to send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, you're doing Veteran 2. Veteran 2 you're doing.
Very nice.
Alright.
And
I'm
yeah, Patrick, just out of curiosity, from what you've heard of my own voice work, would you say you got a favorite role I've done so far?
It's kind of hard to say, honestly, because now that I think about it, I haven't really listened to much of your stuff in a long time now. So it's honestly kind of hard to say.
Well, I'll ask Alexander this question then for you, Patrick. Alexander, do you think in my recent projects my voice acting is improving?
Absolutely, it's improving. Absolutely, spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah, greatly improving. I mean, not only in regards to the quality of your microphone, but just in regards to your, I think you're pronouncing the words even better. You're more articulate. The voices are much more different in terms of their range. I think it's all really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, I was very happy to be in a few of your projects too, as a long.
Yeah, of course. It was a lot of fun working with you on those, and I've already told you as well that if I didn't know that it was you voicing Long Court, I'd have assumed it was a voice from the Revenge of Fallen game, Neil Kaplan.
Well, that's a great compliment, Luke. What can I say?
Yeah, and high
And of
praise,
course,
high praise
remember,
to
guys-
Alexi as well for doing the effects, of course, for you.
Oh,
And
yes,
of
yes,
course,
yes.
remember, guys, in the future, when I do projects in which I'll need additional voices, I may very well get you guys as well to do some of those additional voices. because
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
really good at it.
you told us something about stormtroopers before.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm actually not entirely sure if I'll be able to get you guys because after revisiting it, there's not like a ton of lines from random unnamed stormtroopers, but if I end up finding enough space for it, then I might get some of you guys to come in and do some of the lines.
Well, I'll be happy to, Patrick, if you want me to.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Actually, speaking of stormtroopers, I want to mention a little quick fun fact I found out a little while back.
Go on,
What did he
Patrick.
say?
One
Right.
of the actors that did the voices for the stormtroopers in A New Hope was actually the guy who originally voiced Launchpad in DuckTales.
Oh, really? Who was that, Patrick?
I'm not sure how you say his name.
Is that the guy who did Akbar in some project? I remember one of the stormtrooper voices also did Akbar in some video game or something.
What's
Give
the
me a
DuckTales character called,
second.
Patrick? What's DuckTales character
Yes,
called?
that's him. That's him, Alex.
Launchpad.
His surname is written as Govern.
Okay, and what's his first name, Patrick?
You know what? Screw it. I'm writing it in the Nomad chat.
All right.
Here you go.
Terry McGovern. Okay, and he's a Stormtrooper voice actor, is he, in A New Hope? That's cool.
Yep, and he's of course the original voice of Launchpad, and he was the voice of Admiral Akbar in a few late '90s Star Wars games.
That's cool. I mean, obviously, my favorite voice of Admiral Akbar always will be Eric Borsfeld. May he rest in peace.
Oh, what a great actor! What a great actor!
Yeah, nice man too. Really nice man.
Yeah.
And I also found out another thing about Terry.
Yeah, what about him?
He was the voice of Larry in Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Oh, Larry. Oh, yeah, I remember Larry. Yeah. Bit of an unlikable character, though, I might say, but I think Terry did a good job playing him.
And that was also Terry.
Yeah, pretty cool we got him in that, yeah. Almost completely forgot he was in Walking Dead Telltale. So, yeah, you've got 2 star actors in it, Patrick. You know, Dave Fennoy and Terry.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexei has sent you his lines now, so I'm sending them to you now.
Please do, yeah, and tell me what kind of direction he wants as well. You know, for the voice and all that.
Okay,
And I see that Terry's at 81 now, so yeah, hope he's doing well.
But re-listening A New Hope, you know what fascinated me?
Go on, Alexander.
You know, the Stormtroopers are meant canonically to all be different people. But in A New Hope, there's only like a total of 3 or even 2 voice actors doing all the voices. Because I put all the voices together for like a mashup video because I was getting reference for Stormtroopers. And it's 100% just 2 voices or 3 voices for the whole movie for all of the Stormtroopers.
That's strange. On BehindTheVoiceActors.com, there are over 5 actors credited with voicing the Stormtroopers in A New Hope.
Wow.
Well, maybe for like some shouting or something, but the normal lines, most of them, I heard like 3 or 2 people definitely. Or
yeah, that could probably be the case.
When it comes to a Stormtroopers, though, when we're talking about A New Hope specifically, one thing I remember about the album is it's probably the famous meme of one banging his head on the ceiling.
And I mean, they even added the sound effect to it.
Yeah.
They still kept it going in the movies and shows, like when Jango Fett smacked his head on the Slave One.
Yes, and I think they also did it in the 2015 Battlefront game, I think, in the background, in Solos, I think it is.
They did it in Clone Wars.
I think when it comes to Battlefront, though, folks, I personally prefer the older Battlefront games from the early 2000s over the EA versions. I'm not a fan of EA's versions at all.
Same here.
I prefer the voice cast, even the ones who returned in the new one. I prefer them in the old one.
Yeah, me too, Alexander. Because I feel that in the 2015 version, they really botched up Darth Vader's voice, in my opinion. They really and what's sad is it's Matt Sloan as him too, and in my opinion, they botched up the modulator.
Well, I think I was because I don't remember. I was thinking Scott Lawrence is in the what it was either the Battlefront game or the Revenge of the Sith game. I don't remember which one, but that one was the best either.
Scott did both Battlefront 2005 and the Revenge of the Sith game. He did both of those.
One of those or both of them, I don't remember which one. I think also didn't sound really good. There was one that I didn't really like how it sounded. It was almost like there was zero modulation on it in the first place.
Actually, speaking of Star Wars voice acting, there's actually another little fun fact I discovered recently that I kind of want to mention because I think it's kind of cool.
Go on, then.
So I've been working on some new potential voice comparisons at some point in the future for the battle droids. And I noticed that in Jedi Survivor, the B2 battle droids have 2 different voice actors.
Oh, really?
A male voice and a female voice.
Interesting.
The male voice seems to still just be Matthew Sloan.
You mean Matthew Wood? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I said the name incorrectly. It took me a little while, but after some comparing of voices to the additional voice actors, I think I know who it is that did the female voice for the B2 battle droids.
And who do you reckon the female voice is, Patrick?
I think it's this lady. I just posted her name in the no mic chat.
Never heard of her.
I have not either. But to be honest, I don't understand why the B2s, and I'm not being offensive, like I don't want to be labeled offensive. I'm just saying that canonically, I don't understand why they are suddenly have a female gender as well, because I don't think we've ever seen them have that kind of gender in any of the previous movies or animations and stuff.
Alexander, Alexander, I think
B2 voice.
Alexander, you know Obi-Wan Kenobi's droid in the prequels, R4P17, that's a woman.
Yeah, no, I know about that model. I'm talking about the B2s and the B1s. I don't remember us. Well, maybe, but if they were females before, they certainly didn't have different voices.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting new addition, and I don't know. It feels a little too late to introduce it for my.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you expect?
Didn't have separate genders before, but I think she's decent enough. I think it's her because when you pitch the voice up to try and make it sound like what it would have sounded like without modulation, I definitely think it sounds like her because she was one of the actors credited for additional voices, and she's done some reaction videos on our YouTube channel, and when I compared it, it definitely sounded more like her than the other actresses in the additional voices credits that I compared.
Well, I can
pretty sure it's her.
Maybe it is her. Maybe it is.
I trust your gut, Patrick. But one thing I also don't like is, and I'm gonna, I think a lot of people, like 99% will probably disagree with me. I do not like the super battle droids, the B2s having deep voices, because it makes no sense considering in Revenge of the Sith they have the exact same voices as all the other battle droids. So I don't know why the Clone Wars made them have super deep and low pitched voices.
Personally, I do prefer them having deeper voices, in my own personal opinion. I especially really liked the Clint Young voice from Republic Commandos.
Alexander, did the Super Battle Droids talk in Attack of the Clones, or just silence?
No, but they did it in Revenge of the Sith, and they had super
high pitch, high pitch, of course. So you know what I'm thinking is that maybe before Revenge of the Sith, they got their voices damaged by something, and now they've got high pitched voice all of a sudden now.
Well, like a billion droids all getting damaged across the galaxy is...
Yeah, it's a joke. I'm joking.
Ah, okay. Then that's a funny one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and when it comes, of course, to, Star Wars and all that, guys, yeah, I think when it comes to humor, I think the only time humor worked for me in The Force Awakens, like I said, was probably, of course, that's not how the Force works, but Han Solo says.
That's not how the Force works.
I mean, Alexander, did you find that scene funny by any chance?
I didn't remember it the first time I watched it, but then the memes started popping up of that scene. A lot of memes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I really enjoyed the humor of the battle droids, both in Clone Wars and
they are funny
characters.
I
really liked that in Jedi Survivor. I really liked how there's just random dialogue between the battle droids in that game. And I just think it's very comedic in a funny way that's genuinely funny, because they're dumb in such a charming way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, because they are supposed to be comical characters, right? So yeah. And of course, high praise to is it Matthew Wood who does with voice in the game, Patrick?
It's uncredited, but Matthew Wood is in the additional voices credits, and it sounds exactly like his voice.
It probably is,
I'm 100% confident that it is him.
Well, it definitely is. They wouldn't invite anyone new because Matthew Wood has been with. He's literally works on every project. He's such a big name in Disney. He's the sound editor of most things. He's in all the Star Wars celebrations. So I mean, absolutely, it's him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, Alexander, when it comes to Lucasfilm in general, and I know that you were really angry about Indiana Jones 5, were you? So I've got to ask you, based on what you've heard about the film, would you probably say it's Lucasfilm's worst movie?
It might be.
Wow.
Might be.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the worst one I've seen so far is The Last Jedi, but yeah, I have no doubt that I'd probably despise Indiana Jones 5 if I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Alexander,
I feel like
I've got to ask you, Alexander, did you buy any chance to see the trailers for a movie?
I did. I did not like any of the trailers.
Me neither.
at all.
I mean, in my opinion, the trailers were a joke.
I hated the second trailer more.
I mean, I've got to ask, right? You know, when I watch these trailers, I've got to ask, why are they doing this? Like, and I'm also asking, are you seriously trying to make me hype this? Because I'm not in the slightest.
I know, but there were people who were very hyped at the same time somehow. You know?
Yeah, somehow, yeah. I mean, oh yeah. So yeah, if they liked it, then good for them. But I'm not interested in the slightest in seeing it.
Well, you want to know what I hate about the second trailer?
Go on, Ozzy.
They merged the pop song and remixed it with the main Indiana Jones theme.
Yeah, that was stupid in my opinion. I don't think they should do that. I think the Indiana Jones theme should stay on its own, to be honest, and not be mixed with anything else or like that as a remix. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't even do it for Star Wars.
Yeah, if they did it with Star Wars, that'd be also terrible too, wouldn't it? But thankfully they didn't, did they?
And when it comes to the Indiana Jones trailers, I may not have been excited, but I sure as hell was embarrassed.
Yeah, I was embarrassed too. Yeah. In fact, guys, I was actually more hyped for Critical Drinker and Az's reviews of it. Actually.
Well, I'm gonna head out now, guys, because I feel like I need to go to bed soon, and I want to watch a few Breaking Bad reactions.
Ooh, very nice. Well, hope you're fun, Alexander.
But
I think
yes,
I'm gonna have to go too, because it's also getting pretty late for me as well.
That's fine, Patrick. Thanks for being here, you two. You've been absolute legends as always. And yeah, guys who are watching, please go subscribe to him, please, on the channel.
Well, I would greatly appreciate that. And just know, everyone, a lot of great content is coming up. I know there's not a lot on the channel right now, but trust me, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
And be sure to get back to me, Alex, when you have an answer.
Hey, Connor, nice to see you. I'm doing great, thank you.
Okay, well, as soon as I do, I will. Well, I definitely will call you about that role of mine. I just need to talk with Alexei to see who will direct me or him in regards to the role from the.
Yeah.
So just be sure to get back to me when you have an answer.
Yeah. So guys, please go subscribe to Opera and Mr. Jonsson Dendansky Toss. Please go subscribe to him, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for being here. Take care, guys. See ya. Man on Fire was pretty fire. It was indeed. I see what you did there, Connor. Good one. Yeah, that was nice talking to those two, wasn't it? Two legends.
Yeah, it's been a while since we heard from them.
Yeah, I'm glad to know they're doing well. So yeah, and but yeah, honestly, guys, right? I don't understand how Indiana Jones 5 was supposed to get me hyped, because it wasn't. I think the trailers were both absolute jokes.
Yeah, they were trying to nostalgia bait us. It didn't work.
Yeah, I would say that it worked the opposite way. Disney was trying to make us excited, but instead, I was pissed off.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I also as well feel that those trailers alone, in my opinion, had already masked in Indiana Jones as a character. They'd already masked him before the film even came out.
Yeah, and the trailers made Helena into such a likable B word.
Indeed, yeah. Especially how she mentions capitalism for some reason in the second trailer. Goodness me.
Yeah, and then she leaves Indy in like a cage or whatever.
Yeah.
Just leaves it there.
Some goddaughter, eh?
I'm just like.
Yeah. And also personally, and also yeah, and personally, guys, I'm also not a fan of the CGI for Harrison Ford either.
Oh god, that was cringe.
I mean, guys, my brother saw the film in the theater, and he said he looked like a video game character, and it was creepy.
It looked like he was in GTA 5.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this might be a bit of a hot take, guys, but I prefer Tarkin's CGI in Rogue One over Indiana Jones Young.
Oh, I'm taking that any day over whatever that was.
Yeah, because I'm one of those people who actually defends the Tarkin CGI, because I think they did a great job with it. And I think Guy Henry was a great choice, especially because he does look a bit like Peter Cushing in terms of his facial appearance.
Yeah, and he nailed the role.
He did, yeah, did a good job.
Even when I first saw the movie, I didn't even know that was CG.
Yeah, I was very impressed when I saw it because I knew going into it that he'd be restored to life, you know, as a character via the beauty of CGI. But whenever you watch it, I do know he's, of course, a CGI character now. But I think it's very impressive what we did for a 2016 film.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but there's no one ever going to touch Indiana Jones 5 ever. Never will see it.
Nope. When it comes to Indiana Jones, I would only ever watch up to 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4.
Yeah, 4's a maybe for me too, because I think it's okay, really, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't needed, but it sure as hell beats 5.
I think it does, yeah. Even in that, Harrison Ford looks better than he does in this film.
Even still sounds the same.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it was still the same character.
Because obviously now, due to his age, he now sounds older, doesn't he? Which isn't his fault, but it's just a cause of age, isn't it, you know?
And at least he wasn't turned into a big joke.
Indeed, yeah. But yeah, in case you guys wondering, my brother thinks Indiana Jones 5 is rubbish, actually, as well. He thinks it's rubbish. He told me that he thinks it's rubbish.
And I would have probably the same opinion too if I'd do something through that.
Thankfully, I'm never going to see it, guys, because I don't see any reason why I should see it. So yeah. And anyway, guys, so that is 3 hours of stream done. That was really fun, wasn't it? That went by really fast too, yeah. Magnificent 7, Connor, nice one. You love Denzel and that. Chris Pratt's great in it too. Your favorite actor, Connor. You'll definitely enjoy that too, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Let's Chat Live. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. And also, please also let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the stream if you tuned in to see it. And please go subscribe to a special guest who came on the stream as well. Go support their channels. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe in the coming future. If you'd like to be a member, you can respond using a Peace Lads or Kilo subscription. And we will see you all later. Right, see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care now.